Hey, how's it going, universe? Welcome to another episode of Zoobox Live for April 1st, 2021, the Day of Fools. Every day is Fool's Day in our lives, though. So,
and it's just, you're a man, Dan, with the Matt Walsh beard. Dude, have you ever looked at Matt Walsh's beard?
actually, you
It
do
is
have
the
a
dark.
you have a passing resemblance to him.
I can see. Yeah, no, I like, yeah, very,
Like
very.
it's passing. It's not like
You would have to be like real quick. Look, like you got to be like, whoa,
oh he
like
he has that like New England
yeah,
Roman Catholic
yep,
look.
That is exactly what he fucking. But his beard is the darkest beard I've ever seen in my entire life. Bert, can you bring up a picture of that fucking dude?
Yeah, I can
Like,
yeah.
dude, bring up his beard, especially when he's on Fox News for whatever reason. This guy,
Does he go on Fox News?
he's been on there. Like, you just see an image of him, dude, and you're like, the darkest beard. So, where's that DLive link, dog? I need to fucking be able to keep up.
Oh,
Nah, you're good. Don't worry about it. I don't really care.
well,
I
just,
don't really care.
just go to DLive and look up Sean Zoobox. It's there.
Ah, God, the effort. That's so much effort, bro. I don't know if I'm that interested.
All right, hold on. Here he is.
Yeah, look at this guy's fucking beard, man. Look how dark it is. That's dark.
It is dark, yeah.
It's like you can't see his lips. Sometimes it freaks me out when I was like really stoned. I was super stoned and I was like, I can't see his fucking lip. I don't like, and his mouth was dark because the way the lit that was like top light.
Yeah.
So his inside of his mouth, like he couldn't see his teeth, he couldn't see anything. It was freaking me out.
Very uncomfortable, yes.
Yeah. And I was talking to my buddy, man, and last night, and he was like, dude, man, I made some weed butter, and I guess it's not that difficult.
No, I've made weed oil because I made brownies like years and years ago.
Yeah.
It's just time consuming, and I mean it's just like letting it sit on a stove for like 8 hours.
Well, he didn't make oil. He made butter.
But
I don't know.
You probably had to make an oil first, and then you probably maybe mix that with butter.
The way he, as far as I know, the way he said he did it, he's like, maybe I'm wrong. I might be misremembering what he said, but he said you melt butter, then you put the actual cannabis in the butter.
Yeah.
You, like, cook it. I don't know. And then he said you let it harden.
Yeah.
And then
You melt it down. He probably lets it sit for like on a very low heat for 10 hours or whatever. And
this guy did a half ounce.
Yeah.
Weed. And I was trying to figure out like research, like how much is this? And like they're saying 67 grams, which is like a quarter ounce. I think 8 grams is a quarter ounce. I'm not sure, but quarter ounce. This guy does a half ounce. So he like, eats a whole cookie. And he calls me and he's like, bro. And I was like, what's up, man? And I'm like, you okay? And he's like, dude, I think I'm going to die. And I was like, what do you mean you're gonna die? And he's like, I think I'm gonna die. Like I am fucking, I can't watch. He was watching Family Guy, and I guess there's an episode where the dog does acid, and like that just happened to be the episode that he was on at that time or something. And he said it was like destiny, and he got like super freaked out. He's like, I forgot to I couldn't remember how to breathe. Like I was like. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty fucking stoned, man. You're out there.
Does he normally only smoke weed?
I mean, like in my opinion, like for me, it's just how do I say this? Like I think, okay, listen. So if you take, I can't remember the exact equation, but it's something like 10 to 20, it depends on the person, but 10 to 15 milligrams of pure THC is like smoking a joint to yourself. That's like, it's comparable, obviously,
Yeah.
So if you take 100 milligrams of pure THC, like that's like smoking
5 joints,
6 joints, like to yourself, just in back to back nonstop, all at once, basically smoking a giant fat blunt. Like you're smoking blunts, you're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. He did not, because he didn't think about it, but those cookies got to be like 100 like a pure THC. They got to be.
I don't know. I don't honestly. I don't know because I don't know how it distills down and how.
No, that's what I'm saying. I did research. So like, I'll even like kind of like go through it a little bit with you.
Well, I know, but how do we know? We don't know what the ratio is like inside.
No, but
of
like
a cookie.
No. But that's the thing. Like, it's about the butter, right?
I know,
so,
but
like,
you use
what you make.
Yeah,
but if you use all the butter, let's say you use all the butter, he made like, a shit ton of cookies.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And you know that like 6 to 8 grams is usually this amount milligram for 48 brownies.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like the thing that the guy did. So like your bud is usually 10 to 20% potency usually. And that's like normal. If you get up to like the medical, like where they're like growing like 25%, like that's some pretty heavy shit. Let me see. So the base of the math equation is, so like if you want to make 48 10 milligram brownies, right? So 48 10 milligram brownies. Okay. That's 480 milligrams if you ate them all at once, and you'd probably be really sick from just eating that much.
That would be like you probably poison yourself. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying eating that many brownies, Sean. Not because I've done 500 milligrams. You will survive. You'll be high for like 18 hours, 16 hours. Like you'll be high. You will be stoned for 16 hours. So you need a pound of butter and 15% THC bud would multiply 10 times 48, then divide by 0.15, and then multiply to 100 to get grams. So as a little bit of an experiment, and that would be with just 6.4 grams of weed, which is under a quarter.
Okay.
So this guy took a half ounce, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A half ounce of weed, put it into like these like 15 cookies.
Yeah.
Like just do the math. Like you're just like, that's absurd. It's like absurd to make 12 cookies, 15 cookies, whatever.
From that much.
From that much. This guy's talking about 48 brownies at 10 milligrams in each. That cookie could be, you just do the math. That thing's got to be close to 100.
Is he like a novice? Obviously he's never done this before.
He's ex-military. He just got out like within the last, 8 months.
But also like, eating THC is a different experience. That's why I asked if he smoked, because sometimes like people that smoke a lot, they're like, oh, I can eat all these edibles, no problem. And then they get really fucked up because it's a slightly different experience, That's why people feel that weirdness, like, oh, I don't know how to breathe and stuff like that's where it comes from, because you start feeling your body is like high.
You've never been that way. You've never been that way when you were
like fucked
like normal high. Yeah.
No, never. No.
Oh, I've been there. I've been there. I've felt.
And I've smoked. I've been in situations where I smoked a lot of weed, but I've never felt to the point. I felt like paranoid or, get in your own head too much, things like that. But I've never felt like I'm going to die. The closest thing ever was the one time I smoked crack.
Yeah, well, that might do it.
That made me feel like I thought I was going to die.
Go smoke 5 joints back to back, like nonstop, and actually inhale and actually do it.
Yeah,
you are gonna be like obliterated. Like there's no doubt.
Of course.
Like you're gonna be to that point.
It's possible, sure, of course.
I think for me personally, like that's a psychoactive effect. Like if you're like, I can't remember how to breathe, I don't think that has anything to do with like you physically. That's your head. That's your mind.
Yeah, but it's a reaction to how your body feels. So when your body is high and then it starts feeling foreign to you and you start like hyper focusing on like how your organs are working and stuff like that, like you get in your own, it is part of it's like getting in your own head, but I think it's a consequence. I don't think your
body legitimately gets high.
You don't think your body gets high?
Yeah, it's an effect on your brain.
It's everything. It fucks with your chemistry and like your
right, but like, wouldn't it be the same effect? Wouldn't it be the same effect from smoking?
That's from what I understand. Listen, I'm no expert or anything. Like it's just a different thing. And I've heard stories of people that are smoke a lot, and then they go and then they do something like that, and it really fucks with them because they're expecting one thing and then they get another.
I guess that's fair. I'm not gonna say it's not different, it's definitely more of a body height. Like I agree with that, but I just wonder maybe it is because of the way it metabolizes, like in your stomach and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
yeah.
I guess that makes sense. I don't know, man. I don't know, but it was funny. It was a funny story. So I watched your review of Kong.
Oh, Godzilla
versus Kong.
Did you watch the movie?
I just want to. Well, no, Sean. I watched the review. Of course.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you watched the movie or not. I don't know.
I mean, I sat there and I was like, well, it's a new thing. Pretty bored. So, you know what I mean? That you're just like, well, I guess I'll check it out.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it high or did you watch it sober?
Sober.
Okay.
I might try high though. I might try that.
Yeah.
I agreed with a lot you had to say about scale. I think the scale, like if you guys go watch his video on our channel, Zoobox, it's like the scale. Yeah, there was definitely some points where I was like, I can't feel how big they are, like, or I can't feel the grandioseness of them. Like I agree with that, but one thing that really bothered me as being a parent, that you didn't say this. At least I watched like the first 20 minutes, so there's like 7 minutes left, so you could have said it. I could have missed it. Did you say anything about the mother in general?
The mother?
The mother.
The Rebecca Hall, like the scientist woman?
Yeah.
Well,
She's the only mother in the fucking show.
She's not her mother.
But you know what? She's the motherly figure.
She's like she's like a caretaker, sure, yeah.
No. No. That's her fucking daughter.
No, it's not.
Basically, when do they say it's not her daughter?
They literally explain
when?
it. They explain what happens to the
say?
people on Skull Island. Why are you being like I'm lying to you? Like I lied to you.
Who is she, Sean?
There was like a big tsunami or something hit Skull Island and it like wiped out this tribe, and somehow this little girl survives, and they found her on Skull Island when they went to get King Kong.
Okay, but so she's basically her proverbial mother. She's her mother.
Okay, sure.
Like she's like caretaker. It's your fucking kid. Like I'm just saying. She's definitely taken the motherly role.
No,
in this
dude, she's a cold scientist, Dan. She's like, no, this little girl's a tool.
No, literally. I'm like, this is the most irresponsible parent figure ever.
Well, dude, they literally like live in an enclosure with King Kong, so this little girl can communicate with him. Like that's how the movie starts.
It's pretty fucking wild, and I get that. Like, but that's like a little more. It's still very irresponsible. Let's get real. It's very irresponsible. Yeah. But like from the get-go, it's all irresponsible. They don't even give you the pleasure of, like her sneaking away, like on the ship or something. If you haven't seen the movie, sorry if I ruined it a little bit, but like they don't even give you like, oh, like you can't go. This isn't safe. They didn't fucking do that once.
No, actually, the craziest scene to me, the craziest scene to me.
Are we gonna have to do spoiler though? Should we
this is not like a big plot spoiler. I don't want to spoil like the big thing that happens like later in the movie.
Yeah.
But so people have seen the trailers. You know that they fight on the aircraft. They fight on
that girl ends up. Yeah.
They fight on these aircraft carriers, right? Mm-hmm. And the little girl's with like the female scientist and the male scientist, and they're on the bridge. Her mother, and they're on the bridge, and the ship gets flipped upside down, so they're all underwater for a little bit before Kong flips it back over. I was like, you have a little girl in the situation. They don't even show her, and I was like,
they do.
Isn't that like tension, drama? Like, is this little girl gonna drown? Like, they don't.
They did.
Do they?
They showed it. Yeah, there's a scene where the water, their hull or like their room, whatever, is filling up with water wherever they are, and she can't open the door.
Okay.
And like trying, and then you can see it's filling up. Like that is
fair enough. I must have just missed it then.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, dude. But I'm just saying, this is the most irresponsible parent ever. Like, I don't care. Like, you're an adult. This girl must be what, 10? 10 years old?
If that, yeah.
I would say 10 at the max. 10 at the max. Maybe a little underdeveloped. You could say 12 because she was obviously like malnourished maybe at one point.
Sure.
She's obviously got some sort of mental disability or something.
She's mute.
Yeah, that's like, used to call that what, Sean? Retarded. We used to call that retarded.
Back in the day when we had one name for everything.
Yeah, it was simpler times, right?
Yeah.
You could be, like, there wasn't all these like different bullshit. It was like, no, I got fucking melancholia, fucking depression or whatever. You'd be like, nah, dude, you just retarded. Oh, I have PTSD. Nah, you're just retarded. You're just retarded now. um, oh man. But
Uh,
I thought the movie was. I gave it like a 6. Like I would say like fair. To be fair, 6, and that's like just kind of even giving it too much. And it's the typical. I feel like I'm watching Atlantis. You know,
Atlantis.
the fucking movie, the cartoon one.
Oh, the cartoon, yeah. Prophet
Or
says
like
I'm. Prophet says I'm deeply concerned with the minutia of CGI monkeys and lizards, and thank you for the lemon. 1 lemon, that's 12 cents. That's a big deal.
Sure matters. It adds up.
No, I think like every, like I said in my review, I don't want to like just repeat what I said, but it's like every Godzilla movie has been a reaction to how the critics received the last one. And the last one, they were just like, oh, the people suck. The human characters suck. We just want to see monsters fighting. And that's literally what they delivered in Godzilla vs. Kong. I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, like the plot is so fucking ephemeral. Like it does not matter. It does not matter at all. None of the characters matter. Like nothing that is happening in the plot actually matters. If you can even follow it. Like it's so fucking stupid.
The Millie Brown character stuff is very weird.
Oh, I will say this. Well, yeah, because she's a different character. It's like could have been played by anybody. But my favorite part of the movie, if I was to pick of the human characters, is Black Alex Jones.
Yeah.
He was pretty funny. He was good.
Yeah,
he was all right. He was all right.
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, Bernie.
Yeah, he's pretty funny, dude. He is pretty funny. He's like, hey man, you want to be on my podcast? That shit was pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, but he's the voice of the common man, you know, fighting.
Well, apparently the director for years, even before he blew up and stuff like that, or became
like the guy.
No, well, he's a conspiracy theorist guy. Like he's into like the underground lizard.
The director is?
Yeah, so that's why he put that in there. He wrote the script. He was one of the co-writers of the script.
That's the thing, though, is like those guys end up being right sometimes.
You never know.
I mean, you know, we talking about all these fucking alien spaceships that have been fucking getting caught. Did you hear about those battle carriers that were like didn't know what the fuck was going on? You didn't hear about that?
Very vaguely.
Yeah, dude, the Tic Tacs, man.
The Tic Tacs?
Tic Tacs.
Explain yourself. What is that?
The fucking thing that the commander, the fucking Navy pilot guy saw.
He saw like flying Tic Tacs?
Well, yeah, it's a fucking great marketing strategy by Tic Tac. They've created a whole entire new technology.
Yeah.
But the thing, you know, that could fly at like 12,000 feet and then be down at like 0, you know, like sea level within like a second, you know, like ridiculous speeds. Like this is what the Navy had caught, and the guy went on Admiral so-and-so, whatever. He went on Joe Rogan. So
yeah, okay, I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, he's famous. It's like a famous thing. They call him the Tic Tac because it's like a little white, you know, Tic Tac. It looks like a little.
It's like watching Ghost Hunters, and they're like, "Did you see the orb?"
Yeah, no, but like this is stuff that is getting verified, quote unquote verified from the government.
I don't buy it for a second, dude. I think it's all fucking.
This is the thing. So like the government finally starts giving what you want, and you don't trust it. And then
exactly because it's coming from the government.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay. Well, what would be like the point of them hiding at this point?
Because this is like, isn't it weird that they start like releasing this stuff during COVID and like trying to distract people from the fact that they're trying to like,
hope, Sean. It's called hope.
Fundamentally change like our way of life. And then they're like, hey, but there's fucking aliens. You see that Godzilla movie? We let you watch it in your fucking house. Isn't that pretty cool too, huh?
Yeah.
Get on the horn with AT&T. Like, yo, you guys like Mortal Kombat? It's coming next month, my boy.
That's true. I don't know, man. I'm telling you that this particular subject of aliens and the Tic Tacs are... I just don't see the point in them not being real. And in the sense of... And I think Elon Musk said it best. And this is actually really against what I'm about to say, but I have to say it because it's pretty funny. He shared a meme, which is like... camera resolution, you know, and it's like on a curve that just like slopes up. It's a graph.
Yeah.
Goes all the way to the top. Like obviously we have like 8K cameras or whatever now, and most people have 4K in their pockets. Like
yeah, a lot of phones now shoot 4K HDR.
Yeah, Yeah, HDR, 4K, and then it says like UFO like picture resolution. It just stays the same on the graph.
68. And it's like 68p. Like
yeah, and he's literally like, this is the greatest argument against aliens like that I've ever seen. And it's true because you would think with all this high tech like people, but then again, if you're sitting in your backyard, right? And this thing is, they're showing the Tic Tacs. They can do it. They probably got camouflage. They're only gonna let you know. They're not. Like, think about this. Like, if this fucking thing can go from 0 feet to, like, 60,000 feet or whatever, like, why the fuck? Of course they're not going to let you know they're there. And then when they do, like, they could probably fry your cell phone or something. Like, it's a risk.
Dude, we could have a Tic Tac outside of every single house in America right now monitoring us.
It could.
Right now.
Oh, Marco Rubio, the infamous Marco Rubio, I think he's on the Intelligence Committee, and he's part of the guy that's working like releasing all this UFO stuff or whatever. Yeah. That was passed, not this last stimulus bill, but the one before. And he basically said this. He goes, listen, he's like, all I can say at this moment, because I think it had to be delayed for whatever reason, of course, right?
He's like, the aliens are totally real.
Yeah, no,
your minds are gonna be blown.
He goes, what we do know is that these things, or whatever they are, or whoever they are, and he goes, they're flying around like the most secure bases in the world. Like, they're out, like, they are letting their presence be known. We know that they're like, we just don't know what it is. And I was listening to Michael Malice, and he basically goes, he's like, probably China or something. China's got a new technology.
That's what I would go to before I went to aliens, like new drone tech or something they have.
Yeah, but why wouldn't? Okay, if it is China, what would be the benefit of not letting us know that it's China? It's the American people.
What are you talking about? If it's reconnaissance, like if they're actually going there to learn things, they don't want they want you to speculate. They want people like Marco Rubio to be like, "Yo, could be aliens, dog. Could be aliens."
No, he didn't say it could be aliens. He just said, he goes like, we just don't know what they are, but we do. That's why it's UFO, unidentified flying object, dog. Okay.
Prophet says they could have a Tic Tac monitoring us right now, says the man into his computer that's streaming publicly near his Bluetooth cell phone. Yeah, but I don't that's domestic spying. We're talking about extraterrestrial. That's a different layer, buddy. That's different.
Hey, I'm not cool with that, man.
I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, the SSA, the Space Surveillance Agency.
They might try to come and probe me.
Yeah.
Try to fuck me in my own house, like Shrek coming through the fucking window, filling me up with love.
What was that weird ass video we watched a while ago?
Shrek is Love?
Yeah, is that the weird one?
Yeah.
The really yeah.
Actually, on this past nightcap, there's something called Shrek Fest. So I watched this video of Shrek Fest, definitely was feeling a little saucy. And then I started just yelling into the microphone about this is what's going to happen to your kids if you let them go to Shrek Fest, and I just played that video. Fucking gross, ironic hippies. Like, dude, Shrek rules, dude. Let's get together and dress like Shrek and fucking fuck each other. I don't even know.
Do they really?
They don't really fuck each other, but there's a whole festival dedicated to Shrek.
I never understood people going to like these like medieval festivals and stuff. People say there are a lot of like fun-ish.
At least the medieval festival has some sort of like relevance Shrek, in terms of you're
gonna tell me Shrek isn't a cultural icon?
Not anymore. Not in 2020.
Shrek was the biggest movie ever.
When was the last time you watched Shrek? There's lots of movies that have been the biggest movie ever. Titanic was Titanic. Titanic. Who gives a fuck about Titanic?
Doesn't count. Doesn't have a talking donkey, Sean. Okay.
Fair play. Fair play. It doesn't have a fucking gingerbread man making jokes about his own demise. You know?
I do. Oh no, not the. It's classic. It's classic. But I can see. But people have all sorts of festivals. I bet there's a lot of weird ass festivals. There's flat Earth festivals. There's fucking What do you think is
Listen,
or like the what are the okay? Hold on, here we go. Insane Clown Posse.
No, I was just gonna say.
The living fuck
I was just gonna say it's
people
like
be a boogaloo. What are those things called?
No, it's called the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Juggalos.
Okay, and at least that's like done. There's some sincerity there. They actually like.
Who says those people are sincere?
Because have you ever seen these dirtbags? This is all they have.
No,
man. That's all they have.
Oh, they're good for them. At least they have something.
Unprotected sex, Faygo, colas, rap battles.
Do you think they color their penis?
Do I think they color their penis?
Yeah, like
Is this some sort of provocative statement you're trying to make?
Like, you think they cut like paint their penis?
with a Sharpie, so it looks like, hey, dude, I got a big black D.
No, like green, because they're fucking Shrek. What are you talking about?
Oh, you talk. Now we're back on Shrek Fest. I'm talking about Juggalo.
We were just. Oh, well, they're all sad. It's all sad, honestly.
No, the Shrek one is just like ironic hipsters that like are there, be like, fucking Shrek's. Yeah, dude, Shrek. We have like onion eating contests. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
I think it's from it was in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like something.
Honestly, like you want to. It's the. The slow slide towards the end of civilization is the gathering of the Juggalos, and now Shrek Fest is like we've crossed. There's an apex. I was like wondering aloud to myself. I was like, what's the Venn diagram of people that go to Shrek Fest and go to the gathering of the Juggalos? See, those are the serial killers that are out there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we'll ever have a modern serial killer, man. I don't think it'll happen.
What do you mean?
The only ones that will get, like, there will never be another serial killer.
It's
like
called the U.S. president,
man.
Buddy. It's called the U.S. president.
That's true.
Your senators, your
so,
governors.
Like, no, but only like super rich and elite guys will get away with it. Because the technology is just so.
Well, because they basically have people like brought to their house. You know, like these like homeless people, prostitutes with no family. They're like, yeah, we come to our house. We basically have this dinner for schmucks thing, and then we hunt you. For sport.
I bet some weird shit like that has happened.
Oh, it's gotta happen, dude. I
especially on Epstein's island. You're on a fucking island, dude. Like,
yeah,
you ain't getting out of there.
Hey Bill Gates. You ever shoot a guy before and then drink his fucking blood, his endocrine glands? You suck it dry straight from the source, buddy. Oh my god, you haven't lived. Come on,
better than a vaccine.
When you're done fucking that kid, come on, we're gonna go out to the parlor, very big, you know.
Yeah.
In the center of the fucking pyramid house. This is where the games are.
I think the whole Epstein thing is. I'm still so surprised people aren't asking more questions. Like I'm so shocked. I still can't get over it.
Prophet says there are like dozens of active serial killers at any given time. What the fuck is he talking about?
No, that's fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
Why would it be bullshit though?
At least in the modern sense.
Because a lot of times when you got these people with mental illness, they might get picked up for different reasons, or they only get bagged with one.
What do you constitute a serial killer?
There's people
that
a guy that kills multiple people.
No, but like in a certain pattern, in like a way, right? Like
no
serial murders are they are. That's why they have the name serial. Serial number.
Hold on.
Like they have a specific
10. Is the BTK killer a serial killer?
Yes.
Okay, you know how long of gaps in between the murders were?
Right.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
So it doesn't matter the frequency of the numbers.
That's all I said. I just said it's just like it's a person that has like habitually will kill people. Now, granted, maybe sometimes they can stow it away for a decade, and they got to go back out and to get the blood hot, you know?
With the technology that we have today to be able to track and like think about like you can't just call a girl
how many unsolved murders are there in the country? I mean, like people get away with murder all the time.
They do. I'm not saying that they don't, but to be a serial killer, a consistent one, and to do it like once every few years, like you're good. The chances of you getting caught are astronomical.
Unless you're a smart serial killer and you never go to the same place twice, you scatter it across the country.
Bullshit, man. Bullshit. I don't buy it.
You go fucking kill a prostitute in a fucking parking lot?
Because all they're gonna do, it would be simple. Like, because you think about it, like you leave maybe one piece of evidence, like because serial killers aren't doing it just to kill somebody. Usually it's like I'm talking like the real serial, like Dahmer or like the clown dude. Like these fucking dudes were like there was something deeper.
No, well, okay. No, and I agree with that. And Prophet says he's got a little correction. He says, actually, I just looked it up, and Dan seems to be right. There's a decline in serial killers. However, there's been an explosion in mass killings.
Right, because that's taking the place. It's easy, but those are
the serial killers of our time.
Well, notoriety in the popular media of like mass shooters, but those are, I think psychologically, those are different.
No, I think so
I would
too.
Imagine.
Yeah, I think so.
There may be need for the same, because there's definitely some narcissism that goes along with any type of murder.
Oh, like John Wayne Gacy is like like
That's the clown dude, right?
Yeah. He was
He
was
kids and shit.
egomaniac, narcissist. Apparently, a very charming dude. Actually,
They
like
all are.
the prison guards actually really liked him and like let him get away with a lot of shit. In terms of like having contraband and whatever in his room. He used to make paintings, and they sold the paintings. People would make some money off of that stuff. Some of the guards and whatnot. But but that guy was like raping people, burying them under. He had like a dozen bodies like under his house or in his backyard.
And I'm sure he had a great time while it was going on. And he had like some 14-year-old kid.
I mean,
I'm just saying, like,
who am I to judge, really?
But the thing, and this is another thing that I can't stand about like mass shootings. For example, like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I believe, it might have been even less time than that. Mass shootings had to be, I think it was 8 or more, or 6 or more, something like. It was more than what it is now.
Well, now it's 4, right?
No, it's 3.
Is it 3 or more now? I thought it was 4.
3 or more.
Okay.
3 or more people shot. That doesn't even mean killed, just means shot.
Shot, yeah.
It's a mass shooting, right? So every gangbanger in a neighborhood that goes and does a drive-by, like where they had 15 people shot in Baltimore or Chicago,
it's a mass shooting.
Whatever,
yeah,
it's a mass shooting. So, like what the guy did in Atlanta was a shooting spree. That was a shooting spree because he went to multiple places, as far as I know.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he went to like 3 places or something. And he was about to go to Florida. He was trying to go to Florida to another one.
The one where our boy Robert Kraft went to. He was trying to save him from that. If you don't know it, look it up. It's pretty funny. I just think the serial killer aspect is just so hard. You're gonna catch a guy that murders somebody, usually within relative ease. Now, if you're talking, like, think about it, man. If you're in your typical middle class, like you're in the cities, that's always going to be an issue. Like, murder is murder, but it's always going to be an issue in those areas. People don't talk to police,
Density,
they don't want to
population, and
like high crime areas.
Opportunity is higher in a city than it is.
But if you go into like a quiet suburb and like you fucking murder somebody, like
it's a big story. Yeah.
Like, but that's an issue. Like, that's where things go. Oh, like, it's going to be a lot easier to track your movements. It's going to be a lot easier to figure out where you are and who you are, probably. And the thing is, like, what it makes a serial killer, most of these people, usually their first kill is someone that's intimately that they know. Yeah. That's generally how it is. Mm-hmm. So they...
Somebody down the street, somebody like neighbor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, usually it's someone they know. So that is really the thing that I think changes the dynamic of modern times. Like, you can't just go do it anymore. There's cameras everywhere. There is. Most people have security systems that are so cheap.
Your chance for the opportunity is definitely not what it used to be. But I think, I mean, we still have a lot of homeless people. We still have like things like that. So I think if it's happening, probably happening in that area.
It could happen. I'm not saying it's not happening, but I'm saying the chances. I don't think it's that we're going to see one for a while until someone is very sophisticated, very smart, can get away with it. But the thing is, like, most of these guys, you know how most people get caught? Like, that from when I was reading this, most people get caught. There are the 3 main things: is DNA. That's usually number 1. Yeah. DNA, right? Whether it's their DNA or the victim's DNA. Yeah. And that can be obviously in a vehicle, on clothes, on their body, in their body, however it goes. Yeah. But I would say the second next thing would be probably some sort of like physical evidence. But the third is usually cell phones, cellular devices. So like if you even get a thought, like suspicion, and they go, okay, we have enough to issue at least a subpoena to look at your phone records because there's something, like, you're fucking done. Yeah. Oh, why were you out in the middle of the woods at 3 a.m., sir? Like, at this location, your tower got pinged. Like, it's nearly impossible.
Gotta pee.
This is why I'm only buying 80s vehicles. Well, from now on,
I keep my cell phone most of the time, the vast majority of the time, especially when I travel. Okay, in a tinfoil bag. They're not going to get me. Dan, it works beautifully. What are you talking about? I've seen like 3 movies. Have you ever seen Enemy of the State, Dan, with Will Smith and Gene Hackman?
Yeah, when he's in the Faraday cage. Oh, yeah.
What does he put his phone in a bag of potato chips?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, he's like, "Give me your cell phone." He puts it in a bag of potato chips. That was 1997, I think, right?
Dude, I
98?
watched that within the last few months. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, it's not good, but it's like entertaining. Like,
yeah, I said Will Smith is Will
Jack
Smith.
Black, back in early Jack Black days, he's one of the hackers in the van.
Yeah, in the van.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the little, just going back. I've been watching a lot of older movies recently, and I am wondering, so were people thinking that the SJW shit was like out of control, like what we view today?
Back then? What do you mean?
Yeah, because I remember like when even our father would be like, "God damn, fuck, always got to play a gay guy to get," like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was
blah,
that would have been probably in the early 2000s. Like, people started feeling that way because there's like a slew of, people that became high-profile actors. It seemed almost like a rite of passage to play like a provocative gay character. Leonardo DiCaprio did it. Russell Crowe did it.
Who did he play that was gay?
That one, Basketball Diaries.
The Titanic?
Actually, he's like a school shooter. Also, yeah, he's totally buying that. I mean, he was definitely he was using Kate Winslet to get at Billy Zane.
He's not gay in Basketball Diaries.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
That's the school shooter one, isn't it?
No, Basketball Diaries is the heroin addict. He's a heroin addict.
Yeah, but isn't there a school shooting sequence in the movie?
I mean,
or is it a fantasy sequence? Maybe it's been so long.
He has to suck dick for heroin.
Yeah, well,
that's not gay. He's not doing it because he's gay. He's doing it because he
Dan,
wants heroin.
you're getting a little defensive here, buddy. You're like, listen, dude, I had needs. Okay, I had external needs.
Yeah, he ain't gay, man. Hey.
Let me see. Leonardo DiCaprio, gay character.
I don't think he's ever been a gay.
Oh, wait a second.
It's not the Basketball Diaries. I'm telling you, he's not gay in that. He wrote a poem for
Matt Damon. Matt Damon was gay in with The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Straight up gay, huh?
I just found an article. 20 actors you forgot played gay characters.
Okay, let's name them off. It's like I want to see my shock.
Zoe Saldana.
That doesn't surprise me. Move on.
Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. Yeah, because he played. He was one of the beat poets. Who did he play?
In Harry Potter?
No, not in Harry Potter. It's a movie called Kill Your Darlings. It's about like William S. Burroughs, Jack Kerouac. I think he played Ginsberg, Allen Ginsberg, who is a notorious lecherous dude. Who actually, I found out recently, from watching that NAMBLA documentary, actually gave a talk at a NAMBLA event in the 90s. So there you go. American lauded poet Allen Ginsberg was pro NAMBLA. Emily Blunt, My Summer of Love. See, it's like they all have to do these things when they're very young. Javier Bardem, Second Skin.
Yeah, he's an SJW big time.
Michelle Williams, If These Walls Could Talk Too. Her and Chloe Savini, it looks like. Okay, Total Eclipse. That's the name of the movie. With Leo DiCaprio, Polish director Agnieszka Holland helms this lustful drama about the May-December romance between 19th century French poet Paul Verlaine, David Thewlis, and Arthur Rimbaud, Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, so he got to be like a little twink.
Well, it doesn't shock me, dude. It doesn't shock me about any of these guys. You know?
It's like
bunch of fairies.
Robert Pattinson, Little Ashes.
Yeah, he dies in that movie.
Lena Headey, Imagine Me and You.
Yeah, she dies in that movie too.
Charlie Hunnam, Queer as Folk. He was in the show. Yep. He was in the show Queer as Folk. How old is Charlie Hunnam?
Dude, Charlie Hunnam is almost 50.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm
Kravitz, Robert Redford.
Yeah. Okay. We
Patricia Clarkson, John Cho.
There's no one surprising.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. Who cares?
I Love You, Philip Morris.
That's a good movie though. That's a straight up good movie. I like that movie. That shit is fucking hilarious.
Macaulay Culkin, Rosanna Arquette.
Patricia Arquette's sister.
Yeah, one of the Arquettes, Arquettes. Yeah.
I like how they're just such a big family. You know, they all just make money.
They had a really weird upbringing, but they also all seem like they're fucked up to different degrees. But
David Arquette's pretty okay. I watched that documentary with him. You know,
I hated that documentary.
It's okay. Nothing happens.
He's just a Hollywood. He's like a Hollywood fuckboy, and it's just like, oh, dude, come on, man. Like,
I mean, hey, what? What?
I can't even remember my specific criticisms of it. I just remember my sense memory is like, not for me. I do not like it.
Hey, you know, he was out doing what he loved, man.
I said, you get up there and you shut up and you make me laugh. Where's Ready to Rumble 2? I love it. Like, his entire career hinged on the fact that he made Ready to Rumble, and then to promote it went on WWE, and then he's just like, and then my career was over, dude. Like, really? You think that's what killed your career, David? I mean, come on, dude.
I have no idea. I don't
He's
know.
like, I used to be in serious movies. Well, actually, he's in one really Ravenous. Remember Ravenous?
Yeah.
With Guy Pearce and
yes.
Robert Carlyle.
Good movie.
Great movie. He's in that.
He plays the little
He's like
dude, helper dude.
Yeah, he's like the village idiot.
Yeah. Nah, I never really was a big fan of David Arquette. I mean, he has some iconic moments, and honestly, it's like, good for you. You know, be happy. Like, sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what, good for you, man. I'm happy that you got to experience some good life. Got to bang Courtney Cox when she didn't look like a fucking clay face monster.
That's really what's important at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah, you got to rip, dude.
Got to get in
like
there.
Like Patricia too, dude. She let herself go a little, but that's okay, baby.
Oh, she's back in the True Romance days? Cutie
yes.
patootie. Yeah.
Dude, she fucking get it.
Do you know who I watched that awful fucking Monster Hunter movie this morning?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
It's a movie called Monster Hunter. It's based on the video game Monster Hunter.
I have no idea.
Paul W.S. Anderson, the guy who makes all the video game movies, did all the Resident Evil movies.
Oh, so you know it's gonna be awful.
They all star Mila Jovovich, the actress. You know.
Oh, yes. I'm aware now. Yes.
Okay, awful film, but Mila Jovovich is like either 50 or in her late 40s, and dude, like, her face is so full of Botox, like she can't even like emote anymore. She can barely make an expression. I'm just like, guys, just go gracefully. Go gracefully into the sun. Like, maybe at 50 years old, you don't need to be an action star anymore. Like, I don't know.
A little bit of lip filler is okay, you know.
Little touch-ups here and there, but let's not get crazy.
I mean, jeez, man. Some people really go in it. And I think it's one of those things, though, you're so petrified of, you know.
You're full of, what is it? Isn't it, you're putting, like, botulism into your face? It's like dead shit.
I have no idea.
Killing your ability to move. That's why it just firms everything up.
Well, it destroys. I don't know exactly, but it basically makes your muscles like not be able to do shit. It's like, you know. But I don't know what happens if you stop taking your Botox.
Am I beautiful yet?
I think Botox like is okay if you're doing it in moderation. Like, I think it's meant to, like, you know, you're just not supposed to go ham like Joan Rivers and all those people. That's what they thought they should do. But I've seen like Kate Beckinsale definitely gets Botox, but she looks good. Kate Beckinsale looks really good, but she also ages really. What's her name? The chick from Friends.
Jennifer Aniston?
It's starting to show now that, like, her
Botox
Botox
dude, they're
is
like 50 years old. Like, it's just an inevitability. It's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's just like, it's gonna fucking happen. No, I'm sorry, you guys can't be dudes. We get, you know, we look good when we're old. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know? Up until we hit about, we get hit
80,
like 60. No, we hit like 62. You hit like 62.
No.
Skin starting to sag too much. Like,
that's just because you've given up on life. That's why.
I want to see Tom Cruise as Clint Eastwood. But Clint Eastwood's looked like an old man since he was like 55.
Because he's always just done this.
He's always got that old man sense about him.
Yeah, and I think he actually looks weird when he looks young. Like, you go back and look at him, you're like, fuck, man, you look weird.
He's a hunk. What are you talking about?
He's fucking is a piece of meat. Fucking throw him around a little bit.
I love going back and watching those old spaghetti westerns, old dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty Clint Eastwood makes me awakens things inside of me.
Yes. I've been watching a lot of the older movies, like I said, and there's something about that time, man. There really is.
What, the 90s?
Kind of laissez-faire. I don't know. It's really not even the 90s. It's just anything before the 90s and before. It's just people really took chances. Like, there was so much. I felt like.
Well, because
there's a lot of shit that came out, but because people took chances. Like, it was like more acceptable.
It's because of, like, you have to look at, like, the paradigm of who is pushing against what. So back in, like, 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, it's like the religious sect. Like they're pushing against it. So it was cool and subversive to be overly sexual or to be provocative and kind of shocking ways, ultra violent. Like look at the 70s fucking horror movies that came out in the 70s. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is an obvious one, but dude, there's so many more just crazier fucking driller killer, Miss 45.
Is that why movies that are not necessarily overtly violent, like The Phantom Thread, I watched that recently. That feels very classic. It's a very classic movie.
Yeah.
It's got this great classic vibe about it. I wonder if that's like the retaliation. If that's like what's going to be happening soon. Like people are going to stop wanting to go see movies that it just like make you feel good, like validate you. Like they don't challenge you. They don't make you sit down and actually like watch a movie. Okay, Phantom Thread's probably a horrible choice, but movies, I just don't know why people even go see Marvel anymore. Like why would you? What's exciting? Because you get to see the same. Like a new character do the same character arc that I've seen 50 times.
It's the same juice people are getting out of Godzilla versus Kong. Like they just want to see their character in a movie. Like that's really what that's the end of it, dude. And then you have a bunch of man children, guys in their early 40s and stuff that like wax poetic about how they're the greatest, most important movies of our times and like try to get into all this subtext, but they're the most shallow fucking movies out there. And what they do is though they sell you a worldview. They're selling you like kind of morality, even though sometimes really fucked up. Like I ended up watching that WandaVision.
Yep.
So if anybody cares about WandaVision, shut this off because I'm going to spoil the fuck out of WandaVision. At the end of the show, you find out Wanda has been using her powers to enslave an entire town and control them like puppets.
Yeah, so but she can't control it.
No, she can control it.
No, she can't.
Yes, she can. She becomes aware of it. She can control it. She knows what she's doing.
When does she figure it out?
It's like, what do you mean? Pretty early on.
She's kind of under her own spell for a little while.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay. But she's depressed. She set this sequence of events in motion. She knew what she was doing when she started it, and she kept doing it. Sure, maybe she filled herself with self-delusion in the middle, but at the end of it, at the end of the show, nobody talks about that Wanda just enslaved the fucking town. The other hero literally goes up to her and says, "They'll never know what you sacrificed. Your fake children and your fake husband that you had, that you created out of nothing. That's what and there's no conversation. There's no implication about like what you did is really fucking evil. You find out these people are like living in their houses when Wanda's not using them, like having nightmares because they can't move.
Yeah.
Like fucking so stupid.
But I mean, she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that.
But she's still doing it. She's ultimately responsible.
Yeah, I mean, but like that's like
and she is conscious. It is brought to her.
It's attention. Like Sean, who's more wrong? The state who chained Derek Chauvin to put his knee on the back of George Floyd's neck, or Derek Chauvin?
I don't know if those are analogous.
Who bears more responsibility? I'll tell you right now, Sean. It's not her fault. It's the writers, Sean.
It is the writers. Yes, of course.
No,
what I'm saying is, but they'll bring up these very complex moral situations where it's like, okay, that could be interesting. You could really have somebody grapple with that. We could really talk about the implications of this and the ethics of it. And they don't. They're just like, nah, dude. Like at the end, you know what? You are having a bad day. Like, whatever. It's cool. Like that's how it ends. And you're just like, go fuck yourself. Like this is so stupid.
I guess I didn't really care for these things anyway.
No, that was it. I was curious because I was like about the how they recreated like the vibe of old television shows.
And they did a good job.
They did a good job with that stuff.
But I just don't care anymore for their world making stuff.
No.
Like I don't really give a shit. And same thing with the Godzilla stuff. It's like these are all incoherent. I don't really care what is going on. Like I don't really like one. I don't know how you make those movies good anyway. Like I don't understand how you can take something that you can't communicate with, can't really get. You have to. Like,
you can't have the Kong or Godzilla be superheroes. Like that's what they are. They're like hero characters now. If you go back to like they tried to do that when they rebooted it in 2014, Godzilla 2014. It's much more serious. It's much darker. Like Godzilla is supposed to be scary, and he's like a force of nature that you can't control. And as you know, and this happened with the old movies too. As they've go on, they just get more ridiculous and stupid. And then Godzilla becomes a hero because he was a popular kind of icon. But if you go watch the 1954 Godzilla, that's a horror movie.
Yeah,
it's a horror movie and about the atomic bomb.
Yes.
Like, and it's a very sad, kind of depressing. It's really good. It's really great. I don't like, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, it's definitely worth checking out.
I mean, I hear you, but that makes more sense.
It does, but they're so far away from that now. Like,
I just don't care, dude. I don't want to waste my money going to. But like, I'm seriously contemplating like getting rid of all my subscription services. Like, I just don't even care anymore.
Do it, coward.
Like I'm being over inundated with just the most ridiculous shit. Like I just feel like everything I watch is like I have to like it's like trying to control me.
Yeah,
trying to control my thoughts.
With all the things,
it's not even about challenging.
With all the things that you have though, like all the services you have, right? You have literally a wealth of classic shows, classic movies that you could be diving into, and I guarantee you would find treasures everywhere. And you'd be like, holy shit! Like, how have I never seen this? How have I never heard of this?
Yeah.
Because that's something like I think people just get stuck in the now, right? It's whatever's new. What new Netflix show is out? What new true crime documentary series? Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like some of that stuff, you know, but I just don't know. I'm talking like more of like it's just maybe too much is not good. Like having too much like that, like having
it's not.
It's just like so gross. People are so fucking gross, man.
You don't appreciate things either. Like it used to take effort to go like, even if it's just like a stupid thing, like a movie, right? You just have to go like find it.
I kind of got sad. Like I legitimately got a little sad. Like it took me a lot to go out and see a movie. Like I had to go want to see, and that's me. Like I had to go want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that may only happen a few times a year, on average. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is pretty sad. Like, this is just sad that I can't, like, even, like, that we can't, I have to watch Godzilla on my TV, or like, I found it sad.
Well,
and then I like Disney
theater.
Plus, I got rid of it, but I know they put that movie on Premier Access, that Raya movie, whatever. And you're like, look how gross that is. $30, $30 fucking dollars, when you're already getting my fucking money for the service.
I mean, it's a value proposition for a family. Like it's a kids movie, so you know that you're gonna go out and spend $80 to take your two kids and your wife and go get popcorn and soda.
No, that's bullshit.
So it's a value. They should have
made it. They're already because Sean, what are you talking about? That's bullshit. That's manipulating you. That's bullshit.
I would never buy. I would never do it. I'm just saying. I think a lot of people make that determination.
I know, but it's fucking stupid because I'm not buying popcorn. I'm not buying all these movies. I'm not doing buying all this extra shit. I'm taking my kids to go see a movie, right? If you just take your kids to go see a movie, it could, if you have two kids, well, how much is it for kids for a movie? I don't know.
$10.
Jesus, that's gross.
Dude, no, if you go, say a family of 4 goes to the theater, you're spending almost $50.
But they're already getting your money.
I know that. I'm not suggesting.
It's like.
But they're saying you can go to a theater because you can go see these movies in the theater if you want to.
Go see that movie in the theater right now?
Yes, yeah, it's in the theater. And they're doing the same thing with Black Widow and some other movie too. But they're saying like, hey, you can do that's exact. I mean, the HBO Max one works for me because like I don't have to pay extra money. But they're trying to it's like a business decision. They're like, how can we attract subscribers to our new service? So they're like, hey, we'll give you much money. We'll give you these. We'll give you these movies for free if you come subscribe to our streaming service because that's what they're trying to do. But,
like Amazon Prime, like it's $20. That's more reasonable. I still don't like it. I think if you pay $20, you should be able to buy it on release. They should get you don't have to buy it again. But
I mean, this is kind of a lot of this stuff is very new.
Let's see. It's Godzilla versus Kong. It's still playing in my area. That's why.
Yeah, you can go see that. It actually made almost $10 million last night.
Good for them, dude.
Yeah, so.
I mean, it's probably gonna bring in a whole.
Honestly, like if there's a theater that has like a matinee and a midweek matinee or whatever, I'd go take Foster because he would love it. He'd love to see that on a giant screen.
Yeah.
If we just needed to kill a couple hours or something.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I was gonna take him to see Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur's the flashback movie this week. $5, but he's no way he's gonna sit for almost 4 hours of Ben-Hur.
No,
That's
definitely
not happening.
Definitely
He
not.
could barely sit still to watch fucking Godzilla. Oh, actually, he didn't sit still at all. He was having a blast. It was really fun to watch it with like a 4-year-old kid. Like that's.
I watched your review, dude. Yeah, you seem like that was the best part of the film, or the act.
That was the best part of watching it. Was watching it with him, like, because on my own opinion, it's like it's fine, like it's whatever. It's very forgettable. It's got some good.
Seeing him enjoy it.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was very cool because I think that's what it's for. Like that's who should be acting that way. That's who should be getting stuff out of those movies. It shouldn't be a 34-year-old man being like, yeah, dude, I was on the couch and I started pumping my fists when Kong came and he fucking slapped Godzilla in the dick. Actually, that's another thing. Where are their dicks? Where are their dicks?
That's true.
Kong got micro penis? Is Godzilla on the inside?
Well, I think gorillas, they do have, like, comparable to their body size, not a very big penis. Like,
she's like, well, actually,
I think it's pretty small. Like, I think monkeys usually do.
Do you
have,
think
like,
Kong's penis is just like the size of a regular human penis so that he can mate with people? That's why he's always trying to grab girls. He's like, yo, my dick's the right size for the job.
Yeah, maybe. I think like now it makes that whole little girl thing a lot worse. He probably supporting Ambler too, like that poet.
Yeah, like Alan Ginsberg. Okay, Alan, thank you for giving a talk. Next up, King Kong, one of the 8th wonder of the world, is here to give us a presentation on his, some say, micro penis.
No,
he says
like King Kong with the normal dong, something like that. King Kong with the average dong.
That would be like a good rap song.
King Kong with the average dong.
Yeah,
I think you make it work.
I see this in his future. If anything, they just turned Kong into some sort of CGI rap thing, Yeah. Why didn't they just have a rap battle at the end? What the fuck is the problem with this movie? Don't they know internet culture?
Like what? It's cultural appropriation.
That's what the people want. I know.
He is
actually,
from an island.
Yeah, people might say that. People like racist people might be like, "Yo, dude, that's a monkey. What are you trying to say?
Ooh.
What are you trying to say? Why is he rapping?"
Ooh.
That's what people would say. That's what they would say immediately. Prophet says, now we are on to the real important details. Exactly. How do these things work?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm really glad that the movie's out and it's I don't have to waste my money, I guess. I don't know.
Dan's like, I'm really proud of the filmmakers, the studio, HBO Max. Thank you so much for bringing it into my home. Thanks. That's how like all those like fucking movie fuck guys on like YouTube talk. The John Campions of the world. I don't know if anybody out there is familiar with who that is.
That's the long hair guy, right?
No, John Campion's got short hair.
Oh. Okay, then never mind.
But like he says shit like that, like great day for the studio, Warner Brothers. I'm just like, God, you fucking so awful. And they just suck the.
But why is that awful?
They just suck the dick of whatever fucking big studio thing is coming out, so they get access to them and they get money.
Do you think that's how it works?
Yeah. I mean, the term
How do you know that?
The term is called access journalism because it's happened publicly where like studios like Disney, Warner Brothers will just like stop giving certain critics access to their outlets like access to their movies for reviews and stuff.
Early access.
Well,
right?
because if you want to be competitive, you got to have your review out the same time every other outlet does. So if you're a week late, your capital just falls off a cliff.
Right.
So
but I'm talking,
they
can't be an internet guy or a.
Yeah. Well, yes, he is. He's always been an internet guy. Yeah.
So he got early access to these movies, like that. You're saying he gets early access.
I'm not saying he always
to...
does. That's just like his position. That's just how he acts. He's like a Disney like sycophant.
You're so full of
Sometimes
hate.
Though, like
let the guy live.
I hate watching that dude all the time. Sometimes I get good information because he'll have scoops. He's got a lot of he lives in the scene.
So he's like Doomcock. He's like
Doomcock, but with like but less fun, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doomcock is the most ridiculous motherfucker on YouTube.
Why?
Kathleen Kennedy should be executed tomorrow for what she has done to my beloved Star Wars. Even though I disagree with a lot of the things that Gina Carano would say, I think she should be the one to pull the trigger. That's how all those guys are. You ever watch like Midnight's Edge?
I mean, he does not talk like that. Doomcock, Overlord DVD does not talk
Okay,
like that.
Okay. First of all, he does not literally say that.
No. But he doesn't. He does not talk like that. He's got
the tone,
he cares about this shit, dude.
tone, and the pace I just gave is pretty spot on to how he speaks.
Your
impression,
your impression
yes.
is spot on. No, that is, yeah. No, you deserve.
No, but you telling me he doesn't say things like Kathleen Kennedy is trying to destroy Star Wars?
No.
They all say. What do you?
I don't think
you're out of your mind.
I can't remember. I don't remember him saying. I know he'll be like, yeah, he might say some hyperbolic shit for sure.
Of course they do, but that's part of the deal with those dudes. Like it's just part of the game.
Overlord DVD is
like he makes the Jeremy from The Quartering seem like a calm dude.
No.
Yes.
Dude, I listened to 2 hours with him on Viva Frey.
Yeah, I was gonna check that out. I was interested to see what the fuck that would be.
No, it's more cultural, like talking about culture and nothing to do with like the law or anything.
Did he have his voice modulator on?
For the first like 20 minutes, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take off the mask now," and he takes it off. And
I could see Barnes. I could see Barnes with his fucking arms out like this.
But he doesn't have his face. He won't show his face. He legitimately
probably smart. Well, because dude, then the stormtroopers will get him down.
Dude, no, he legitimately, I think, works for like Star Wars. Like he's involved somewhere around there. He knows.
He might be in the entertainment business. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows people for sure.
All of his what is it? The last Rise of the Sky fuckers or whatever. Rise of the Skywalkers. The last one. Like all of his leaks that he reported on like 6 months early before it came out were all true. So he knows. Like he knows somebody.
Yeah. No. And I think there's a lot. And the thing is, I think. Do fans have the right to be upset and to not like what they're doing with certain characters?
Sure.
Like that's the question.
Yeah, and they
like, would you be mad if like Batman came out as gay and Batman started like sucking Robin's dick and like
yeah, but I do the I would do
they get married, they do all this stuff like like think about it, like if they just took what
if they fundamentally change the character. Yes, I understand what you mean.
And tell me how they didn't do that with like. Luke Skywalker.
They did. No, they did. I think there's plenty of reasonable criticism out there of those movies.
But I'm saying like they destroyed the whole reason of Star Wars.
No, they killed the soul. They killed the themes, the soul, the hero's journey. Like they retconned it to mean nothing.
Kathleen Kennedy is the Death Star. She is Darth Vader.
She might be.
And the Death Star is Disney. Like that is kind of what they are.
There's
a real enemy.
And when the TIE fighters are coming in, like they have to like do the run to shoot the fucking photon missile into the thing to blow it up. It's her vagina. That's the weak part.
It's her clit.
Well, no, it's got to go inside, Dan.
Okay, then we would say ovary.
Well, inside of her, but the opening.
Or her egg. How about her egg?
The opening would be her vagina.
Yeah, but we would have to hit something.
Her prophet says Batman already got raped on screen and did heroin. This is true. I watched a Batman fan film. There's on our channel. I watched a bunch of Batman fan films. One of them is called The Death of Batman. Jesus. And Batman gets basically some heroin junkie dude, low-level criminal, gets the best of Batman, ties him up, keeps him as a prisoner, psychologically and physically tortures him, and then gets him addicted to heroin and rapes him. Even rapes him. Dude, it's fucking one of the most awful.
I gotta be that tight.
Well, yeah, all those squats, yeah.
Power squats, power climb.
He's jumping from rooftop to rooftop. You know?
Power bottom for sure.
But yeah, that was is mildly disturbing.
Then they fall in love.
They fall in love forever.
You got Stockholm syndrome. Batman's a weak bitch. I'm just saying, man. I think that people have the right to be upset, and the way they've just completely made the enemy, like they've made their fans enemies on purpose. Like they've understood
they can monetize it. It's a giant. It's an industry of all these people, like these access journalists. All of these people are all connected in an ecosystem, and they all feed off of this stuff, and they create problems that aren't there that helps obfuscate legitimate criticism. So, like all of these outlets, like Collider, indie slash film, like all these movie outlets, the things that are all over Twitter. That's who all those film Twitter people, all the writers and stuff you see, they're all work for these outlets, and they drum this stuff up on purpose because they're technically like kind of working for them for access to their product. So it behooves them to serve them without maybe not direct compensation, but they get compensated in access to what they're doing. So they do things like they'll take somebody that has like 10 Twitter followers, write an article, be like, he called this person an asshole. Like he said that he said something homophobic about one of the characters. Look how they clapped back on him. So they create a controversy that doesn't actually exist. And then on the other side, you have those other guys that react to the reactions, and they blow it up too. It's all part of a thing.
I'm talking about Disney. I'm not talking about the journalists.
No, that's why I broadened it out. I said there's an ecosystem that all supports that narrative, that behavior.
Yeah, but the thing is, Disney is legitimately did it. Like, there's no question what they've done to Star Wars.
Oh no, well, if we're talking about
Star Trek,
what they
Doctor Who, or like all these.
Yes, what they've done to
characters.
I thought you were talking about the way that they will ramp up the idea of harassment and all that stuff. That's like part of
No. I'm saying they've made their fans, the main fan base, like, I think, I won't want to say enemy, but definitely a little bit, oh man, then they get something they like with like The Mandalorian, which is a little bit more dark, a little bit this and that, and people really like Gina, and because I guess Kathleen Kennedy basically this is from Doomcock, so take it with Doomcock salt. But it's basically Kathleen Kennedy thought it was the male fans that did not like Rey because she's a strong woman. Like that was like a big thing, and that was like what they said fuck you. So that's why they made her like ultra powerful really quickly. Like in the later movies, like she didn't, like they just the way they designed the character, I guess, really pissed off a lot of people. Whatever.
She has no arc.
Right, but you get to like something like Gina Carano, people liked her, and the only reason she probably stayed around as long as she did is because people liked her.
Yes.
That was like probably one of the main reasons, because they were obsessed with her, and she was one of the biggest stars on that show next to The Mandalorian and Yoda. Nice, she is the biggest star.
Nice, thick lady, yeah.
Yeah.
I let her put me in a chokehold slam burrito.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's like you're literally bastardizing all your fans for woke points. Like that's really what this is like looks like.
Yeah, because they just started going down a road, and then people negatively reacted, and then without having the desire to be self-reflective and be like, okay, well maybe some of this is fair. Maybe we can look at what we're doing and what we're planning. Okay. Also, they didn't have a plan either, and that was also why it gets so fucked up.
So crazy that they would go do that without a plan. That's J.J. Abrams' fault. I put money on
J.J. Abrams built a trilogy story, and then they hire Rian Johnson, and then Kathleen Kennedy tells Rian Johnson, you can do whatever you want, and he threw out the script, and he was like, I'm not interested in doing this. In fact, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to undermine everything you've set up, because that's what I do. That's the type of filmmaker I am. That's what he does. He's a guy that just wants to go subvert a genre. He's done it. He did it with time travel, science fiction stuff, and Looper. Which is a good movie. He did it with Brick. I don't know. That was his first movie, Brick.
Shut up. That's an amazing movie. Yeah.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. But it's an
amazing movie.
It's a subversion of the neo noir genre, and then he did it again after he did Knives Out. So he did a subversion of the mystery thriller genre in that movie. That's what he does. That's his thing. So when he went to Star Wars, he literally did the same thing. After I watched the movie, I was like, I should have seen that coming, because I was like, oh, cool, Rian Johnson. He's like a really interesting filmmaker. I really liked Brick. I liked Looper a lot.
Because I didn't hate the New Hope, whatever the fucking
Force Awakens.
Whatever, that one was okay.
Ends up being the best of that new trilogy. Honestly, the one that ends up out of all the new Star Wars movies, ends up being the best one is Han Solo's the Solo movie, because
I don't like it
because it's just contained. It has an arc. It has characters and a plot you can follow. Like, it's got some fun stuff in there. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it's probably the one that works the best out of all of the movies they put out.
I think the whole world building thing is really fucked over a lot of these companies. They're trying to capitalize off of like what Marvel did.
Yes.
They're trying to create their universes and stuff, which is cool. but you're fucking 10 years too late. Like, stop rushing shit. Take your milk it a little bit. Like, take your time. I don't know why we're rushing. Why is everything like, oh, we have to make $1 billion today? It's like, I get it, dude.
Well, they spent a lot of money on Star Wars. They're like, we want a return immediately.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They didn't have to.
No, they didn't.
They did not have to.
I think if
they could have made something like The Mandalorian, make it kind of like popular, like, you know, and all this stuff. Like, they could have tried something, because everybody knows people love Star Wars. You could have made the first movie,
they just
do a couple seasons of Mandalorian, second movie, couple seasons of a different show.
Yeah, if they didn't have like if they did not have it figured out yet, nobody would have cared. Well, people would have complained, but nobody would have cared if it was like a year more. If they had to wait another year, people would get over that. They get over that real quick. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have.
Yeah, they'd be like, damn.
They were like, we don't know what we're doing, and we have release dates for all 3 movies already set, and we're just gonna go. And that was really dumb.
They cyberpunked us. That's what they did with this whole series. They came out, it's a bunch of bullshit. But this is the thing, is what you were looking at or talking about earlier, talking about the Godzilla franchise. Should the industry listen to fans is the question. Because then you get this muddied mess.
Yeah, you gotta...
Like, you're like, oh god, this... It's like, at least the first one, because I watched the first one, and I was like, you know, this movie, it's a movie.
What,
it's
Godzilla?
Okay. Yeah, the first one with the kid from Kick-Ass and Bryan Cranston.
It's the most, like, cinematic, most one that feels like a real movie, yes.
Yeah, and it's okay. It's fine, you know. Bryan Cranston dies, thank you God, you know, like, but, you know, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. That's my thing. And you could, I think, having a darker series, like, that's cool. But these fucking companies have no balls. They won't stand up to their fucking employees. Like, they won't do it. Like these are the only reason these things. Like, Kathleen Kennedy should be fucking fired.
Well, because they they hire crazy people to work underneath them too, though. So it ends up just being the self-fulfilling prophecy where these people are, the story groups and stuff are just filled with the worst human beings on the planet.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think these people don't take risks. They're not good writers.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree with you.
One of the things that makes a good writer or a good artist is shame, is fear, is like seriously. Like, if you walk around and you don't have doubt and you don't really like question like your art and deconstruct it and tear it apart, as someone Doomcock was talking about, he's like, then you're nothing. Like, you're not an artist. Like, you don't fucking give a shit.
Well, they're making products. They're not making art. They get hired to make products, and then
this is art, though.
And then Kathleen Kennedy says, like, yeah, and we have an ideological bent. We would like these products to have. I hire people to deliver on this, and that's why there's friction inside of Lucasfilm, because Jon Favreau is more of the type of like, no, he's like an artist, and he wants to like tell really interesting, fun stories that are fun Star Wars stories, and he doesn't really get hung up on the politics. Like, the Mandalorian, for all of its faults and stuff, is not it's
apolitical.
It's a very apolitical show.
Like, but this is the thing, is like, when I was watching Air Force One, I've been in a Harrison Ford deep dive recently.
Why not?
And I still think I sent my best tweet ever, which was the Comey. Like, James Comey feels like Harrison Ford and Jack Ryan. Yeah, like, he really does.
Yeah.
Like, because like, you see him at the end when he goes to like the court, like he's going to like not the Supreme, going to Congress, because he's like gonna call out the president. You know, he's like, yeah. I'm like, that's James Comey.
Was that clear in
That's what he felt like.
Was that clear in Present Danger?
It's the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's clear. That's the PG-13 one. Yeah.
Patriot Games is first.
Yeah.
Which is actually like arguably like really fun, like a good movie. It's a good movie.
They're great little espionage thrillers.
No, the second one, it just like completely ramps up the cheesy crazy.
Yeah.
Like, Jack Ryan is the deputy director of national intelligence, flying in a helicopter in the middle of like Mexico or whatever, and you're like, what is going on? Like, this guy,
he's hands-on.
He's a hero.
He's hands-on, Dan. He gets it done himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great.
Well, because it was because Patriot Games was like actually ended up being like a very big hit.
Oh.
And then they were like, oh, we're gonna make a sequel like almost 2 years later, and it's gonna be PG-13.
Yep.
And that's what they did.
It sucks.
And they made it's a much sillier movie than Patriot Games. Patriot Games is pretty dark. It's like a pretty dark movie.
It's fucked, but that's what I think I'm noticing in trends between like the originals and sequels. If it's like a good first movie, they just try to do the silliest shit they can with it. The second one, it's like, well, these people just got a buttload of money and they're like, we're going to Cabo, and you know what I mean? Like Tom Cruise, height of his career, we're gonna go direct this movie Cocktail, and like this most ridiculous.
Oh, that was
fucking.
That was before that was before he had that kind of sway. But.
Okay, but you know what I mean? Like he was an up and coming guy. Like they something like Patriot Games, which is a dark, government spy shit kind of fun, and plenty of white terrorists back then. So there was some like representation and diversity in the terrorism back then. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, so like Hollywood was doing their part, not making everything about Iran. And they the second one is this like, I don't know, he's suddenly just like, no one else can do the job better than you, man. And we need to send you down to Mexico.
He's like,
and
you're
then
right.
And at the end, when he confronts the president and he's like, oh, he sits down and he goes, and he finds out basically the president is the guy that greenlit everything, but he just never said it.
Yeah.
And he like, because he can't, because he's the president, but he can like kind of turn his eye or whatever to it. And he's standing there like, with his hands behind his back, and the president's like, have a seat. He's like, I'm good, sir, thank you. And you're like, oh shit, he's about to fucking lay down the law, and he does. It's fulfilling. It feels good. You're like, lay down that law, Jack.
And then there's the unofficial trilogy capper, which is Air Force One. In my head, I'm always like, no, that's President Jack Ryan.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes.
Even though it's not really, but in my head.
No, but it is.
Yeah. Gary Oldman's great in that though. Gary Oldman's a ton of fun as the crazy Russian terrorist.
Good.
Yeah.
He's always good as the bad guy. He can anything he does. But when he's the Air Force One is pretty okay.
It's fine. It's, okay movie. It's entertaining. It's okay. Yeah.
It's like it's like Die Hard but in an airplane.
I call movies like that like pleasantly mediocre. Like they're movies that I grew up watching that are kind of like chicken soup for my soul, cuz like it's like you got you're having a lazy Sunday or whatever, and you pop on a couple of these cheap ass bad thrillers but with actors that you like. Like I'm watching all these James Woods movies from like the late 80s, early 90s. He's in like a ton of these like awful crime thrillers. He's in a movie simply called Cop.
James Woods is like basically crazy. Off Twitter, dude. It's so sad.
Oh, poor bastard. They got him.
Dude,
they got him.
Dude, he I think after Trump losing, he kind of snapped a little bit. Because dude, he would shit on everyone.
Yeah.
Let me see when was the last time he posted something? 13 March. Like he posts like every few days. He was ripping on this bit.
He's defeated now. Poor James Woods.
This is it. This is his Twitter show.
Well, that's what you do,
And he's like, this is he's like, indeed. That's all he says. I don't know, man. I like James Wood. Hard Way. Starring Michael J. Fox and James Wood.
Yeah.
Where I haven't seen that one.
Me neither.
You seen that one?
Nope.
It's Michael J. Fox stars as a Hollywood's most spoiled movie star, with James Woods as New York's angriest cop.
Yeah.
There's only one way these two are going to get along. The hard way.
It's like it's like watching the movie Showtime or with
James Woods has a massive penis.
Does he?
Yes.
Is he hanging dong? When did he hang dong?
I've read I used to have this book. It was called Hollywood's Biggest Penises. Yeah. And James Wood was,
all right. I might have dreamed it. But anyways.
I'm being dead serious.
Is this one of those things that when you're like, no, dude, it's different. If you do something like this, it doesn't mean you're gay. It's for different reasons.
No, dude, he really does hang dong. Like Willem Dafoe hangs dong.
Well, yeah, he does.
James Wood
I've seen
dong.
it. I've seen the proof though.
No, you haven't. Where?
Ben Affleck hangs dong. Willem Dafoe has showed dong in movies. Ben Affleck has showed dong in one movie.
Michael Fassbender's got dong.
Kevin Bacon hangs dong.
He's got a dong too.
Michael Fassbender. It's these skinny guys.
No, they always do. We get fucked, man.
Short. No, but you know what I think though? Maybe it's just because they're so skinny. It's like optical illusion.
No, dude, listen. James Woods got a dong.
Stop trying to make yourself feel better.
James Woods, like, there's a name. That's the reason why he's got that name. That's not his real name.
No, I know.
He got James Wood from his penis. Like that's like where it
No,
came from.
you're full of shit. Actually,
I'm not kidding.
that is his real name because he's been using that since.
They used to call him the log splitter. That's what they used to call him.
They used to call him the woodsman.
He's from Canada.
I think so, yeah.
Actually, I have no idea.
I think he is from Canada. I think he is Canadian.
I have no idea. I have no idea where he's from.
No,
he's
I know.
An American now.
Trust me.
He's an American now.
I knew you were making that shit up.
He voted for Donnie Trump, and he knew it was best for him, which is interesting. I don't know if you saw, but did you see how all this shit got removed? Like him and Laura Trump did that interview, and then Facebook banned him.
No, I didn't.
Banned Laura Trump.
No.
They literally said, so like, there's an interview. You can find it on Rumble. Laura Trump was doing an interview with her father, and this is what Facebook told her supposedly, that she's like, hey, you can't have your dad on, right? Like you can't have your dad on your Facebook page, like you can't. And she goes, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
So she does. And it's an interview, pretty laissez-faire, you know, nothing crazy, about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, they're talking, like, and he's probably gonna run again. You know, she's like, I think you're gonna run again. He's like, oh well, you know, we'll see. You know, I'm fucking Donald Trump. I do what I want.
I mean, they could just, yeah.
But they removed it and they kicked her off Facebook, and
well,
it's weird, man. But it's just like,
don't be a Nazi, Dan. It's not that hard.
Dude, I'm so over this shit. I just like, cause they really, dude, it's getting kind of scary. Like it's getting weird.
It has been, dude. The writing's been on the wall for like 10 years. Come on.
No. It's just like, okay, 10 years from now, where the fuck are we gonna be?
I know. Well, dude, we are at an inflection point where it's like either somebody's gonna do something or bring a huge case that's actually gonna be heard.
Dude, Michael Malice was on. Watch the first hour of Michael Malice on Timcast. It's pretty good.
Okay.
He gets into some like pretty crazy shit.
Well, but even like somebody like what does that happen with that Steven Crowder dude? Like he got his channel permanently demonetized. He couldn't do anything for a week, and then he posted a clip, his cell phone video, to Crowder Bits, which is their clip channel, and then they pulled that channel down as well, I believe.
No, they pulled the video, but he was told that they were still allowed to upload videos to like Crowder Bits
if they weren't the same. Well, their policy, and this is why they have these vague policies, because they can just trip you up. They'll be like, well, you know, you violated, even though when you really don't.
No, they don't. You don't even have to violate it. They can still.
Yes, I understand. But when they're gonna report it, when they give a news outlet some actual like false information, and then they just one outlet reports it, and then everybody says the same thing, even though it's not true. It's awful, and then you have no right of reply because you can't fucking say anything because you've been fucking silenced. Because sorry, like not everybody's gonna go to fucking Mug Club. Not everybody's gonna go to Rumble. Like. These are fringe things that not a lot of people use.
Yeah, but they're on the Blaze too, and that's not.
No,
true.
that's what I meant
they're growing in popularity every day.
No, and they'll continue to grow. But when you're in the middle of a maelstrom, like you're being defamed or whatever, I hope Crowder is able to sue them.
He's suing Facebook.
He's doing, but he said something, made mention of something about something going on with YouTube, because that seems like if YouTube not only demonetizes you and then suspends you for a week or whatever, but is telling media outlets something that is not true, that is defamatory.
What did they say about him?
That he broke their policies surrounding election law stuff or the election, and he didn't.
Right.
And he didn't, and everybody knows that he didn't. But that's how that's the information they gave to media outlets.
Well, because he posted a video showing addresses that were like parking lots and things that like were supposed to be on the voting roll. And then all of a sudden, like all the addresses, like a couple addresses started getting changed, like as the video came out the next day, because they were like releasing them. Mm-hmm. And then the addresses changed to like the one right next door. Like people were going in there messing around, dude. Weird stuff. And they kicked him off, or they got rid of the video. And then like a couple weeks later, he slipped up, made some of those racial stereotypes and stuff. And I think that's where they kind of. You know,
but they didn't. But they
were waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting for some reason to kick him off, which seems so. It just seems dumb. It just seems like, why do they care? I don't understand. Like, I know it's because they're crazy, like ideologically driven people, but why do they? This should be a business thing. Like Crowder has a huge audience. Like I'm not even. I'm not like a big fan of Steven Crowder, and it's like, but these are the guys that are getting fucking fucked with. So we talk about it because they're the ones that are like suffering under the tutelage of these fucking psychos.
Who's the guy on the left that's comparable to Steven Crowder?
Guy on the left?
Pac-Man.
Yeah, they're not. They don't have nearly the fucking size or reach.
They have 1 million. They have 1 million, dude.
Does David Pac-Man have 1 million?
Pac-Man. Who's the other guy? The guy with glasses.
Kyle Kalinske is.
No, that's not Kyle Kalinske. It's the other guy.
Oh, Sam. Sam Cedar. Sam Cedar. Yeah, Sam Cedar. The Frenchman.
Sam Cedar. 1.02 million.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Kyle has at least 500,000.
Yeah, but what are their views though? Like what? Like
958K.
Okay.
Okay, well we'll go look at his views because that's comparable to Tim Pool. So
yeah, because Crowder gets at least 2 million a video
how
almost.
Many? So should we say every 24? Like let's see the videos and like
let's
over
go,
24
Go
hours.
back. Yeah, go back a week.
Over 20.
Go back a week.
A week?
Yeah, because
5 days, 6 days, 93, 68, 69, 146, 50. Wow, he's actually doing pretty awful.
For an for an episode?
These are clips. I think what I'm seeing 735
yeah.
For an episode. Let me go to playlist. I'm sorry. I mean, Secular Talk, right? That's this show.
Are you looking? Who are you looking at?
Secular
oh, you're looking at secular. Oh, I thought you were talking about Steven Crowder. No, those are pretty. That's pretty normal. I mean,
no, Steven Crowder.
Like,
I bet he gets.
Generally, you get like say 10% of your subscriber base is what you get. Like that even holds true with like Zoobox. So we have like 30 subs or 300 subs. About
3.5 hour live stream. 3 days ago, their last thing they did, 1.3 million.
Yeah, I know.
Like 1.4. 900, 930,
and those
1
are
million,
those are way above average. Those are above average. The average person is hitting more like Kyle Kalinske, where it's like you get 10% of your subscriber base watches your stuff on a regular basis.
Then, like you got 1.6, 2.5. I mean, this guy's a 8.5 million for election night. Dude, that's CNN numbers, like, or that's news numbers.
Yeah, because news will have a rolling number. It's like people that turn it off then come back on. That's the new viewer. Like,
well, it might be the same. I don't know if how YouTube works. I would imagine it can be that way.
I don't know how live stuff works in terms of how it'll actually calculate them, because but
still 8.5 million views. Like that's no joke. Because that's why he's suing Facebook. That's what he's suing Facebook over. They removed his live stream from Facebook when it had like million people watching it on Facebook alone. He was the largest person being live streamed on the internet during election night. He was the largest. Steven Crowder. Yeah,
really?
He was. Yeah, dude. Steven Crowder is a pretty big deal.
I mean, he's come a long way.
Let's see. Let's say Sam Cedar. I think Sam Cedar is a little more popular. I just want to see some of his fucking numbers.
I bet you he does Kalinske numbers.
He annoys me so much though. Sam Cedar, I don't know what it is. Like he's just gross. Let's see, dude. This is awful. He's got 1 million people. I'm gonna go to playlist because these are clips. I don't know why they don't have a different channel, but hold on.
I can look too.
God damn, these are awful.
They're Kalinske numbers, right?
Like lower, 4,000, 8,000.
So he's got one. Okay.
32, 46.
Go back. Yeah, there's a lot of clips here. But even clips are indicative of something because they're clipping up their show. Yeah, I mean, these are very low.
Like awful. Like comparing.
These are actually lower than Kyle Kalinske. Yeah, because they're not that popular. This is not a giant wing. This is why so many people like freak out about like the way YouTube is. It's very like it leans heavily right because right-leaning people have nowhere else to go. So they started creating their own media.
Now let's look at Jimmy Dore. Okay.
He's probably got
Jimmy Dore's got 850,000 people. Jimmy Dore, for his like smaller clips, like let's say anywhere from 60 to 150,000, like somewhere in there. Like it's pretty average. It seems like 60, 100, 60, 200.
Yeah, I see a lot of 140, 150.
But these are the clips though. I wonder where his shows.
I don't know if he keeps his shows up. I don't think he does.
Oh, does he not?
Yeah, I don't think he does.
It's actually kind of small.
If you watch it live, you get it, and then I think you can join his like Mug Club type equivalent or Timcast Club or whatever.
I mean, yeah. So,
no, but he's he's gotten a very engaged audience. And Jimmy Dore is like a populist, and he yells about everything, and that's why people like him. You have somebody like Sam Cedar or Kyle Kalinske or even David Pakman, like they're boring.
So Tim Pool and you say Sam Cedar are basically same level, 1.2 million to 1 million. So it's a couple 100,000 more, but not that much. Let's do.
These got to be like they must have bought these subs.
So like today, like you gotta think 6 hours ago, 207,000, 30-minute video, just today, 6 hours ago.
I know.
Like Tim Pool is doing very well, 300,000.
Well, I'm looking at David Pakman right now. David Pakman, 1.31 million subs, right?
Yeah.
Average video about 40K.
That's crazy.
No, I think they buy these subs to elevate them on the algorithm, because the more subs you have, the higher up you go, the more attention you get from YouTube. I think they buy these fucking things. And also, I mean, I gotta acknowledge though, the election last year, a lot of people got subs across the board because of all the election stuff.
Yeah,
but no, wait, dude.
Why is someone like Tim Pool not going down?
No, because he has an engaged audience. He has a very loyal audience. Like, and his is like, so Tim Pool has 300,000 people that will watch the vast majority of his stuff. It would be very weird for him.
More.
Well, I would say that watch like everything. Everything.
I think that'd be fair. Everything except clips, because clips are for people who don't watch the whole thing, No.
But yeah, like David Pakman's numbers are awful. 24K. Like he goes like, and every once in a while he'll get one that has 159K.
So it's like that's all we got to do, Sean, to get on Joe Rogan. We have to get a bot to inflate our numbers.
I know.
10 a day for 5 years.
Dude, like I saw this picture. They're like, somebody was trying to be encouraging about like being online and stuff. They're like, hey, dude, like it's a grind out there. But a lot of these people, a lot of these like kind of influencers, a lot of people with popular channels on Facebook or YouTube, they farm views, they farm likes, they farm subs. And then they show this like little Korean girl with like 50 or like 100 iPads in front of her, and she's just like hitting buttons on them. That's true. They do that in India. And I immediately was like, I wonder how much that would cost. Like, fuck it. Like, I'll get there any way I can.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you don't have engaged, like that also matters too.
No, that's why you gotta pay. You gotta pay them to like and comment.
Like, so if I accidentally sometimes for some reason, like it happens once in a while where my PlayStation like logs me out.
Yeah.
Like of my YouTube, and I will go on not realizing, because I just like go on and I'm like, Tim Pool's there, like all like these like Tim Pool like will be in the list, or
because they're trending.
And I don't realize. Well, like these are huge things. Like David Pakman, never have I seen.
No, he doesn't get the viewership. He doesn't get the viewership.
I've never seen Sam Cedar, but maybe once or twice. I've seen him, like maybe once or twice.
If something big happens,
but it's
like Sam Cedar will probably be on trending if something big happens, but not normally.
Every of those what's that shit, dude? What's that shit called? The fucking
I don't know.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought because of my fucking phone.
What, the view bots? Is that what you were about to talk about? The engagement, the lack of engagement? What?
No, I can't remember. Fuck it. I have no idea. I was just saying, like, it's obvious. Oh, why would YouTube be turning off, like what you were saying earlier? Why would they turn that off? Why would they be turning off a base of people that are loyal? Like, you're not, like, dude, get rid of Sam Cedar. Like, if I'm doing this business wise, like, get rid of Sam Cedar. He's getting us nothing. He's getting us nothing.
Oh,
like, whatever.
He gets more than nothing. I mean, they get enough where they're making a lot of money on them. It's all about, with YouTube, it's about the amount of users. So they're getting fucking fractions of a penny, but they have 1 billion people using it. They don't care. And this is what I don't understand. But you have these high profile channels like Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, whatever, that drives traffic just to YouTube. They're going to go watch a Tim Pool video, then they're going to go watch 10 other videos. Like, it's just a business model. It's just like anything else. It's just like, you want to attract a user base, you got to have popular people on there.
Well, and it's also like the Change My Mind videos that Steven Crowder started, a few years ago.
Yeah, helped them blow up. Yeah.
Genius marketing, genius.
It was
like very and he did it. I watched like one today just because I was like, I haven't seen one in a while, and it's all right. I enjoy them. I do. I like the debate and the conversation where he gets destroyed by that socialist kid, like on socialism. It is hilarious. Yeah. It's one of the highest viewed ones too. He gets destroyed.
Well, it's more.
Steven Crowder got caught.
But it's more of his reaction to what the kid is saying than actually what is being said, because he gets overly aggressive with like this little young kid, and you're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, yeah, because the kid says something in context, like of the sentence, like, and it's a word that could be taken. But you could tell he says, Steven Crowder wasn't really listening.
I don't get this autistic libertarian argument about, and then he just went off like, are you calling me autistic? Like, no, that's not what he said. Like,
yeah.
And then he got in the kid's face. It was like, he was uncomfortable. It's cringe.
Yeah, and the kid is like, there's no way that, like, no offense to that kid, but you need a gun, like, to defend yourself against Steven Crowder. You know?
Unless Steven Crowder wanted to fuck you.
But that's like the kind of kid you hate. You know, like, do you remember those smart kids you just hate, like, you just because they're just dicks?
Well, yeah, like, they're arrogant assholes. But in fairness to that kid, Steven Crowder's an arrogant asshole. So, like, if Steven Crowder's like, I'm the one loaded with the data, all the information, and then somebody comes and be like, well, dude, you got this part wrong, and it's gonna make a lot of other things fall apart.
I don't know. I don't think it was anything that he said was wrong, but he goes like, he basically I know. Remember the main point the kid made was like, how do we have police? He's like, that's socialism. Like, that is socialism. Well, we all pay for a public good and a public utility. Like, that's what it is. That is socialism. You pay the state to protect you.
Sure. I mean, but that's like also, I mean, socialism by what metric? I mean, it's
that is socialism.
Yeah, but
that's what socialism is.
Well, that you pay your taxes and they distribute some of your tax money to the police?
That is socialism.
For a public good?
No, because like this, it is a socialist ideal where we all pay into a system and everybody gets treated fairly by that system. That's what it's supposed to be. It's a socialist ideal. Like, if everybody.
So, are you saying like taxes in general and where those tax money, anything that utilizes tax money, is socialist?
That is socialist. Yes, that is what the idea of socialism is. It not?
I do not remember what the counter argument to this is, but I know there is one. Like somebody said, like, what is the difference between that? Like, because people will often say, well, what about the streetlights? Like, what about that? That's socialist too. Think of all the socialism that's all around you every day. Why it's not so scary?
But it is socialist. Like welfare is socialist. There's no doubt that it is.
Welfare. Yeah, I mean, welfare.
What's the difference between welfare and police?
What's the difference?
Yes.
I mean, the police provide a job. They do a service. They perform a function.
So does welfare. You don't need the police 24/7.
Yeah, but the recipient of that money is not providing me a service. They're getting it because they need it.
But you don't need the police until you need it, and you don't need welfare until you need it.
What?
Like, you don't use the police 24/7 hours a day, like yourself.
No,
you may interact with them only a few times.
Individually, but we have a social contract that we have, like, we established that we would do this for our own betterment, our own protection.
I'm telling you, it's the same concept as welfare. It's like,
it's
that person. How can you definitively say it's not? Like,
hold on. How can you definitively say it is then, Dan? Like,
because
come on,
it is.
Because one provides me, I get a service from my money. Like, I exchange money through my taxes with the police. Okay. Welfare, I am just giving money into something, and I don't get anything in return for it.
Who pays the police, Sean?
What did I just say?
Well, who pays
I just said it, dude.
No. Who actually pays the police? Not us. We don't.
Our tax dollars.
No. Where do our tax dollars go to? They go to the state. The state pays for the police. No, hold on. Hear me out.
Dude.
That is a fundamental. What is socialism?
Are the police a socialist institution?
No, dude, because why do you even gotta look it up? It's not even hard to comprehend.
Because there is something wrong here.
It's like something that, I mean, as far as I know,
because your analogy between welfare and how welfare acts and the police, that's not analogous. They're not.
Yes, it is. It is because
only because it comes from tax money. That's the only analogy that is.
Yes, but it's both a public good.
Again, right? I said it is transactional for me to pay for a service through my taxes. I understand. I'm paying for firefighters. I'm paying for police. I get something in return from that. If I eat, whether I need it or not, like I someday
like,
could get it back.
So, like,
if I pay
you would rather
into
have homeless people in the street.
what?
People get kicked out of their homes because they need welfare to pay for their food and their homes and like those things. I'm not saying I even agree with it, but it's for social standards. That's what it is. The state supports social standards through the use of enforcement and through like the use of the public good.
Okay.
Like welfare. Like to me, to me that just makes sense. I mean, I may be wrong in a literal translation. I could be, I guess, but I feel like I don't see how they're not the same.
These are like there's one of them that is the argument against it, and it's behind like a fucking paywall, and everything else is from socialist outlets that comes up on Google.
I'm not saying that like police are in there, but like that is a socialist ideal where the state provides you security. The reason why we had the Second Amendment was so enshrined and we did not have police when this country started was because that was viewed as your responsibility to protect yourself.
Yeah, I understand that.
So the police came later.
But there was people had in their own neighborhoods. They had community policing. They had resources. Right. They always had that before the state established it. Like those things existed.
But why did the state take those things on?
Why did they take them on? Probably more for management and to streamline everything. And also, you didn't want like militia groups running certain neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Well, right, but why is that bad? And that's the real question. Because how are the police different than militiamen? But they're just supported by the state and through the arm of the law. They're the hard arm of the law, hard power. And I just don't like if we're gonna talk about like the difference between like socialism and in the like the government, what they do when we give them our money, they take our wealth and they force it from us.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like that's what socialism is. We have a socialism in this country already through taxation.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would have to look into it, I guess. I'm not an expert on this stuff. Like, if I knew we were talking about it, I would have looked into it. But I wish these weren't all just socialist fucking things.
Well, see what it says.
It's just communist blogs. That's all it is.
Yeah, but maybe they have the thing you're looking socialist. You know, I don't know. Try DuckDuckGo. Sometimes that's about it.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's not going to be resolved right now. So, but yeah.
But like any program with the name social in it, like is designed like almost through socialism, like social security numbers, like that's your ID, it's your tag number for the state to follow you and track what you do, like for the public good, so that you can access welfare, so you can access these goods when you hit like 70 or whatever and you get Medicaid, like, or if you're disabled, the state pays you. Mm-hmm. Those are socialist ideals, like for sure.
Yeah, but I think isn't the fundamental difference though is like maybe we didn't do it ourselves, but there was a point where we decided that that's what we were going to do. It's not the state didn't like start off with that as its basic conceit or its concept. It was something that developed out of like a need because people decided that's what they wanted to do. I assume. Like I said, I'm not well versed in this anymore. I don't remember.
No, I mean I think it's like as far as the definition goes. Google, a political and economic theory of social organization which advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchange should be owned and regulated by the community as a whole.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we have. Like that is what we have in a lot of ways.
You just said the opposite though. It's not our communities. You said that the state has control over it and the state will take it from you by the
right,
by a gun. That's not community driven.
That's what socialism always leads to communism. We already have lived in a socialist state, though.
Well, okay. I mean,
not a like. Do you view the UK as more socialist than America?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know how they do their shit.
Well, the socialists, it would be they have free healthcare. Is that socialism? Free healthcare, is that socialism?
I don't know. It depends. Like, doesn't it make a fundamental difference if it's like a public contract that the public has a say in? Like, if socialist governments doesn't ask you if you want to do it.
You have a say in your police?
Like I just said, nowadays, like we're so far down the line now. Like I don't know. like what it means now, I guess, but it's not where it started. It's not like the fundamental of why we created those things. Like it was a different process.
Well, like the social welfare program, Social Security, I believe got started because of the Great Depression, and people
FDR?
didn't have saved, because basically the Social Security money that you get is because the government didn't believe that you were smart enough to save money. That's what they're saying. They're like, we don't believe you're smart enough to save money.
I mean,
I
don't think that there's in a certain respect, if that money went where it was supposed to go and was utilized the way it was supposed to, like that's a public service. Like that's a good thing to have. Like you don't even think about it. We're helping you out during your autumn years or the winter of your life.
No, I hear you.
You'll have a stack of money. Like in theory, I understand it. I know it doesn't operate that way and it gets borrowed against constantly.
Yeah,
but
we just did it this year.
Yeah, so.
Well, the thing is, I mean, but the whole entire idea of Social Security, like these things have been, that's why socialism was so popular in this country. Like people forget, like, you know, like when we talk about George Orwell and these people, like not George Orwell. What was it, George Orwell? They were big socialists. They were all about it because they were coming out of the bottom end or the top. They're coming out of the Great Depression. It's like a fucking horrible, like 5-6 years. Like everyone was fucking shitty.
Yeah, because
no one knew what was going on.
You've seen the very negative side of capitalism, right? So you saw like the darkest moment of it, and you're just like, well, we need to find a new way, and that was something that was obviously discussed for 100 years by intellectuals, and they saw their opportunity to kind of start messing around with it.
I think we should stop calling certain things capitalism. Like I don't believe it's your being like what the banks did in 2008 was capitalism. That's not that's corruption.
Oh, that's just theft. That was just theft. Yeah, they just stole
but like
from...
it should be like if we're talking about the system that we have that allows these places to do this.
Oh,
like it's not capitalism.
I know, but this is what we've said this 1,000 times. Like these standards, these principles, whatever you want to call them, they don't fucking matter unless people are able to enforce them. And most of the time, people are not in a position to. There's not the collective will. People aren't smart enough. They're not informed enough. They don't know enough to be able to like get together and actually do something effective. And it's fucking depressing. It's because be honest, like I don't know what the fuck the solution. I don't even have a thought to what the solution is. It's so far gone in certain respects. It's like, what do you even do? What do you even do to address the shit that's going on with our government and big corporations and like the bank bailout? Like how the fuck you can't even get redress for that? There's no justice was served. Nobody went to fucking like one guy went to jail. Are you kidding me? Like you're just like that's insanity. Too. That's insanity.
Well, it is, but what you need to do is you need to go into Minecraft. You need to plant a tree and call it Liberty. Yeah. And sometimes you need to water the tree of Liberty.
Start my virtual world.
You're forgetting. You know what I'm.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you need to water the tree of Liberty with the tyrants of Minecraft. Like that is the thing. Is like there's a tipping point. It's going to happen, and people act like it. I think. Yeah, but these things. You don't know when it's gonna. Sean. No. Revolutions happen all.
I understand that. But they take on different forms and whatnot. I don't know like if it'll happen in the next 20 years or 30 years. I'd say like 100 years. Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm saying like 5 to 10. Like
I don't know.
Sean, I don't think like how can you sit here? They're stripping away people's ability to speak. They're not allowing the guy that got 75 million votes to talk to his daughter on Facebook because his voice is too powerful.
I don't disagree.
They're fractioning.
I don't disagree with that, but I think that
Delaware and New Jersey are combining. That's a prophecy. New Delaware.
That's a prophecy. Yeah, it's from Revelations 6:12, I believe. And then the seventh angel came down and blew his ass horn. And
well, when they translated it back to from Hebrew to
and it's called New Jerusalem.
Latin, it was everyone thought it said New Delhi, but it was New Delaware with an accent. New Della, New Delhi, New Della. No, but actually really interesting. Why was the Bible at Mount Nicaea, whatever, put together? Why did they eventually actually put the Bible together?
Put the Bible together? You'd have to refresh my memory. I don't remember.
Listen, you grew up in like the most Catholic setting.
I
out
do.
Of us.
I can't remember.
What was it called? Mount Sinai or something?
Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai, nice, and then the CC or something. I don't know. They did it was because there were so many
different Bibles, different stories.
No, there was no. There were so many. What's the word I'm thinking of? Not conspiracy. Fraudulent Bibles.
That's
People
what I
were
mean.
writing
Yeah.
and like people were.
Yeah, they
writing
wanted to
things
control the narrative. Control their narrative. They had to have something that was like a foundational document that was like, this is our rock. This is what we look toward. Because in reality, if you're going to be part of a movement, everybody's got to be on the same page. You can't just be fucking willy-nilly having your own goddamn Bibles everywhere. But
according to the people, like that was because there were so many fraudulent Bibles that were not actually. Like that's why they did it, to save Christianity and to make sure it lived on.
People,
right?
Some people are writing Bibles saying things like, "Yo, dude, it's cool to fucking put snakes in your pants and fucking see if you make it out."
Yeah,
that's you showing God that you trust Him.
Or like you'll be Glenn Danzig in front of your bookshelf on YouTube.
Exactly.
Just talking about other Bibles and stuff. Jesus struck him down. Shouldn't have made those sand people real. I just think like that's kind of what we're seeing in a way, is a reshuffling. But I think with the technology, it's so gone. Like the state has to take complete control over it. They're gonna have to like actually take it over.
But I think like if they have an aim to be successful, we know how to do that. It's incremental. Like you can't.
Sean, it's not working. Sean.
Yeah, no. But the problem with I think a lot of the stuff, and I think it will cool down for a period of time coming up pretty soon, because they're gonna understand that like this is what freaks people out, is when you do it overnight. If you make it take 30 years, people will just go along with it. That's the way it goes.
I think that's true, but there is something that's completely what make America so uniquely different, and we're lucky that we had the first 200 and some odd years to get this kind of right in this country. I think people kind of forget where they are and where they came from and like who they are and what their country and what their identity is about, which is why they're trying to destroy us through identity. These thought makers, like in these people that think it's like it's so smart, but dude, it's so much easier to control people when they're afraid. So we saw that with COVID, and you're going to see that with like an alien invasion, but you're going to see that through people not being able to speak up. And it's like, well, how do you think the British felt when, or not the British, the colonials, when they were sitting there and like, what the fuck are we gonna do, man? Are we gonna fight the fucking British? We're a bunch of farmers and poets, or like fucking writers. Like who the fuck? We're lawyers and shit. What the fuck are we gonna do?
Well, I mean, the context of the way people had to live back then, and as you well know, like the thing that really tipped it over was they wanted to take all their guns, and they were like, "Fuck no," because
that's one of the big things.
Because it's self-determination. It's your right to defend yourself. It's the most basic fucking human instinct.
Mm-hmm. Next to speaking and breathing, yeah.
I mean, seriously, is to defend yourself, is to stay alive. I call it the survival ethic, TM, trademarked. But like, that's I mean, but think about it. That's what pushed people that way, and something like that. If they tried to do something like that, like seriously tried to, which
I don't think it will happen.
We'll see.
They could try, but I don't think it will happen.
I don't think it'll happen. I think they know that would be like chaos.
Like, dude, think about this. How many cops show up to one guy with a gun?
Like at least 6 or 7.
Yeah, no, probably like 50. Like, honestly, if there's one guy with a gun, like, you're probably talking 12, 15 people, like, easily within, if not more. You're talking a city or a large group of people say, no, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
The thing is, they'll classify them as terrorists and then bomb them. But, yeah, like, maybe that'll happen. I don't know, man. I think, Ashley Babbitt may be the first person, and maybe she'll be the first person killed. She'll be like Crispus Atticus or whatever.
Oh, the shot heard around the world or whatever?
Yep.
Maybe, man. I mean, there's so many things. It's still squirrely about that whole event. Also, what happened to the Vegas shooter? One night, Dan. Next time, maybe next week.
We should do a deep dive
on the Vegas. Maybe it might have to be a DLive exclusive.
Yeah.
But
interesting. Just before we get off, we are gonna do that next week. I would actually really want to do.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what we can find.
Like actually maybe like go
Get-
through the whole sequence of events,
Well, it's
like
pulled-
where he's from, what he is.
Exactly. Create a
I'll do some stuff. I got you.
Or create a Google Doc, and just when you have like news articles, videos, just drop it in the Google Doc. That way we both have access to it.
Yeah.
And we can create a little dossier. Maybe it might be fun just to kind of go through it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fun.
For fun. But there is, what was it? What was I gonna say? Fuck. I'm like, no, I don't know why I can't remember now. What's going on with my head?
Tired,
What the fuck
dude.
are you talking about?
All those drugs.
Yeah,
those drugs,
I had
my
to.
boy.
No, I had to fuck, dude. I fucking was up at 8:30, real early for me. I got up, and I bought this new lawnmower.
Oh yeah.
So
oh, that's right. Yeah, you gotta mow your
yeah.
lawn. Yeah.
So, oh yeah, dude. Like, and telling you, man, I regretted it that I waited this long. Like, it wasn't absurdly long,
But it was thick. Yeah.
It was thick.
So that shit
like,
was stalling every couple. You had to slow fucking push.
dude. And then the bag would like, it was so heavy because like
Yeah,
the weight. Because it rained yesterday.
Yeah, it's wet grass.
So like, yeah, it was like still damp.
Don't
at the bottom.
Don't cut your
And
lawn with, like when it's like that.
It probably ruins your lawn, but
Actually, ruins your lawn mower.
yeah.
Anyways, that's a pro tip. Pro tip. Listen.
Pro tip.
dad
I
tip.
respect it, but I had to do it because I got Shirley. I got Scotty.
Yeah, he's coming tomorrow, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's driving through. So I was like, I want to make my yard presentable. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not a huge piece of shit.
He comes and there's fucking just overgrowth everywhere.
Yeah, I
He's
was
like, "How's it going, Dan? Listen, dude, it's really good. Just pop a couple Delta 8s. It's going great."
Yeah. Just here, eat a couple of these. You won't even know where you are.
Yeah.
You won't even care. No, but I literally was out there from like 9 until like 3.
Dan, were you high?
No, dude, my yard is huge.
Well, actually, yeah, you got definitely some.
Dude, no, because like,
room.
so I have like basically that tree that's
How
on the corner.
Fuck, did it take you fucking 6 hours
Dude,
to mow
it
your
was
lawn?
so wet. Like I had to literally, because all the wet grass got stuck underneath and like it would stop.
I know. That's why I just
like
said
I had,
that. Don't.
I had to go in there and I had to like scoop it out. And the bag, because the grass is so heavy that it wouldn't like dump into the bag properly.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So, yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
this fucking guy, fucking Jake. I sent it. Like, there's only 2 colors he sent me. It's white and it's gray. And I said gray, and he goes left. I'm like, yes,
Sure.
yes.
Um.
So I fucking out there all day, dude, all day, doing the whole thing. And then I ended up talking to my neighbor, really nice guy. We end up like fucking chatting. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I look like a piece of shit. I know. He's like, you play the guitar. I hear you, man. I'm like, if it's too loud, just come, let me know or whatever. Don't call the cops, please. Like, I just like, I don't want to get hot. Sometimes I forget. And he's like, you're good, man. He's like, it's not too loud. I'm like, good to know. But it was cool. Like, I had it was a proud moment. Like, not proud, but like pride, like in my home. Like, I felt
Of course,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Grass, like, dude, Sean, every time I walk by the window, I take a peek, take a little peek. Hey, can I go in there and just take a look at my work?
Look at that grass out there, huh, guys?
And I was sitting there the whole time because I thought mine's not self-propelled or whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
Like, mine's just a push one, and
Yeah, me
it's
too.
fine. But I was hurting, dude. My shoulder's a little sore today. My hands from the pushing, because it was thick. Like, I was thick, and I was hurting. But it was awesome to like cut your grass.
No,
Like,
it feels, yeah, it's like the pride of ownership. It's like take care of your stuff, right? Like just like anything. Like you have these really nice guitars and stuff, right? What?
Who cuts your grass?
I do. What the fuck you talking? Who cuts my grass? Holy shit!
I mean, like, at least your backyard's not too grassy.
It should be. No, that's because this past year, just fucking irrigation system and watering the lawn, and then we had like moles in the backyard and in the front yard, like killed like the middle of our front yard, like.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to fix that this summer, try to get the grass back. But
My grass is pretty good. I'm gonna have to. It grows into clovers. Lots of clovers out there.
Yep. Yeah, we have like kind of something like that.
Like, no, I'm gonna replace it with Bermuda grass. Talk to the grass people. Like,
There you go.
want nice grass, dude. Like $8,000 worth of grass.
So I can go out there and lay in it.
Yeah. Because I mean, it was fine, dude. It was exciting, and I still got the grass under my. I haven't taken a shower yet. I was out there. Then I hopped on. I got to play Dying Light.
Oh my god, you're just basking in your manliness, your masculine.
Yeah. It's rare. It's rare these days. But I was talking to like my buddy Solomon. I got him to play Dying Light.
Oh, okay.
And he's kind of loving it. He's the worst person to play with video games like ever. 100%.
Can't confirm.
Yeah, it's so bad, man. Like we're doing. I'm like, come on, man. Like we're doing a mission, and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm fucking, like across the map, like trying to open this fucking vehicle. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you? Come on, man. I mean, partly it's my fault because I just think we're ripping, and we're not. But hey,
because you're used to playing with Ryan, and Ryan just rushes. He just like bull rushes through shit.
No, because like you want to get through the first early mission so you can go do real shit. Like
you
want to go do it, go do some stuff. And I'm like, dude, we just got to go talk to this fisherman. It's been 2 hours. We've been like not getting to this guy. It's good times. Yeah. It's good times. I don't know.
I've been just gaming. I've been playing just fucking stupid roguelikes. Like they had all those free games for the PlayStation, like Stay at Home Initiative or whatever. It's like 10 free games or whatever. So I've been playing this game called Enter the Gungeon. Good time, man. Good game. Good ass game, dude.
I don't even know why I bought my PlayStation 5 sometimes. I'm like,
dude, I barely play video games anymore. I have like over the past year, like if it's a big game, like a Death Stranding or Cyberpunk, I'll go play those. But as far as like trying to play everything that came out, like I don't have time anymore.
Yeah, and I think
Although,
I think I've just
I have been itching to play like some Call of Duty lately for some reason. I'm like, I was looking at the new one and I was like, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. But
yeah,
because that's a great podcast. Turn your fucking brain off and just go kill people for 2 hours. But those games like The Binding of Isaac or this Enter the Gungeon kind of fill that role enough.
I can't look at these fucking games, dude. Like every time, like I have like 400, 300 games, whatever. Like I've bought over the past how many years?
10
6
years,
7 years, 8 years, yeah. And I'll go look, and I'm just like, nothing is piquing my interest, dude. Nothing.
Yeah, there's like a sale going on right now, but even I ended up buying one game for me and Foster to play, Jurassic World Evolution. That's where you like run a Jurassic World park. It's like a sim game.
Yeah.
And we were having a ton of fun because you go and do excavations, and you find fossils, and you extract DNA so you can create new dinosaurs. And so we were having fun doing that. Trying to corral, I accidentally put a carnivore in with a herbivore. Oh boy, did not go well for the herbivore.
Shit.
Let me tell you what.
He got fucked up.
Yeah, he got eaten pretty much right away.
pretty much instant death.
Yeah, pretty much instant death. But all right, well, let's wrap this up.
Last thing, we just gotta say congratulations to AC Supplements on buying their first, getting their first in store. It's gonna be
really?
in Georgia.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm helping him move in. He's getting it all painted up now and everything, and then
excellent.
I'm gonna help him move in.
Get some footage.
Not this Friday, but I think next Friday. Yeah, I'll do some stuff.
Do you have access to our Instagram?
Yeah, I think so. I just have to
throw some stuff.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Throw some stuff on there. Hashtag supplements. Give the promo code.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
We're gonna leave you guys with this video. Dan's, because he was out there LARPing as an adult today.
Yep.
It's called "You Will Never Be a Man."
Be a man.
And I don't know what this is. I just put it in there. Why not?
All right.
It's we've watched a few of this dude's videos. I think it's the newest one.
Dad, are you busy?
No, I am resting.
Is it broke again?
You talking about the car or my marriage? Are you afraid of your own father?
Sometimes.
Come here.
Dad, am I weird?
You? Who told you that?
My teacher.
That fat whale? What is this?
She asked me to show this to you.
Is this your mother? She looked like that once, but now she resembles your teacher.
No, I had to drawn myself in the future.
Hey son, do you remember what is this?
Engine.
And this?
I do not know.
This is the oil filter. And this?
I don't remember.
It's a battery? You don't remember it? We practiced it a week ago. You don't care, do Do you?
No.
It's like some home
do you want
movies
to
from my
watch a
house.
game with your old man?
You'll be drinking again?
If you want, we can play together outside.
I'd rather play with my sister.
You shouldn't be doing that.
But I like to play with her.
Do I need to remind you that I have a very heavy hand?
Jesus Christ.
Dad, I don't want to play this.
Son, you have to raise your arm higher. Hey, you're almost a man already.
I'm 8 years old.
If you want to talk about something, go ahead.
Dad, do you love me?
Sure.
You always yelling at me.
It builds character, but when was the last time I yelled at you?
Yesterday.
Because you patched the roof badly.
It was raining.
This is no excuse for a man.
Why my sister doesn't have to do anything?
She is like 5 years old, or 4 maybe.
You made me push the car when I was 4.
Son, women shouldn't do things like that.
Dad, why do I have to carry these heavy bags?
Because my princess is riding a unicorn ride now.
Daddy, I want a dress.
Son, wait here.
Daddy, I want a dress too.
Just wait until we come back to
Oh my
home.
god, this is some fucking. It's Tim Pool.
What took you so long?
We change everything in our lives, but we are still standing in the same place.
Damn!
Fucking weird as.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know what your obsession with this guy is.
I do like because they're oddly.
Therapeutic in a way?
No.
I get it.
No. I don't know what to make of that one. Usually the point is pretty obvious. I guess it's just about like young men kind of not being paid attention to and
Oh, sorry. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Someone
Bear
got
attack.
fucking ran over by a horse by the police. Ooh.
That sucks.
That fucking sucks. Don't stand there, idiot.
All right, everybody.
Uh,
Thank you
all
so
right.
much for joining us. We'll be back again next week at some point. Maybe talking about that Vegas situation. That Vegas situation. All right, everybody.
Gas.
Vegas. You know what I like to call it?
Nah.
Lost wages.
Lost wages. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, goodbye.